What's up, everyone?
Here we go.
Hey. Just waiting on Raptor.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to day 3 of King of the Sea here on North America. My name is Sea Raptor, here hosting again, as I always am, with my buddy Lord Zath. How you doing, Zath?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's a sunny Sunday afternoon. We're actually having decent weather here today. I'm actually a little sad. I'm kind of trapped indoors doing this, but that's okay. It's going to be a good day. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, it's terrible out here. It's cold, dark, very windy, and raining sideways.
It was snowing for you last weekend, Zath.
Yes, it was.
What the hell? I just marvel at what frozen hell you must live in. I just can't imagine.
We make do, you know.
Well, guys, welcome to the stream. Today, of course, we're going to be bringing you the Sweet 16 matches, starting with 007 versus CAG. That's Keep America Great. We've got a number of other streamers that are also handling the duties today. I'm going to share that thing right here real quick. There you go. So if you're looking for a different match you want to watch, of course, Ted and Captain Vermi covering Penetration Nation and 07. Sneaky and Senpai tackling, it looks like KSC and I can't recognize that logo. Who is that, Zath? Who's KSC playing today?
KSA is playing cute.
Oh, that's Cute's flag.
Yes,
Look
that's
at that.
Cute's flag.
I'm used to the pinup anime girl. I'm not used to seeing Cute with a different logo. Hosho's covering Peds. And whoever they're playing, I think that's TNG. It's Peds and TNG2, isn't it? No, Peds and FIM.
Yes.
That'll be an interesting match. And then Sone and Mr. Moto covering RNG, and it looks like, is that right? RNG and Cuter? Yeah, RNG and Cuter. So that's where we're at. But on this channel here, guys, we're going to be bringing you 007 and CAG very shortly. Now, the teams have already done their pick ban process, so the map rotation you see on the screen is correct. We'll be starting with Land of Fire and going to Tears of the Desert, and if we need a rubber game, we'll be going to Sleeping Giant at the end of the match. Everybody's here. Everybody's ready. We may not be spending a lot of time messing around before we get into this game, Zath, I gotta say.
That's fine. Just to repeat, you said Land of Fire, Tears, and what?
I'm excited to see these teams. I very rarely get to watch 007, excuse me.
Right.
I know nothing about Keep America Great. Nothing. I've never seen them play a game in my life.
What was the third map? You said it was Land of Fire, Tears of the Desert, and what?
Sleeping Giant.
And CAG. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Excellent. So yeah, so what's interesting to me, like when you go back and you look at the bracket, let me put the bracket up again real quick. Okay, so something has happened that I don't know that has ever happened in King of the Sea before, at least not on NA, and that is the 8 seeded teams all won their group. Now, if you remember last King of the Sea, in King of the Sea 9, I think it was only half of the seeded teams won their group. Quite a number of those teams finished second rather than winning their group. So, but not only that, in the Sweet 16, you've got 2 brand new teams that have never been here before. That's TNG2 and Peds. And then Keep America Great has been to the top 32 before. I don't think they've been to the top 16. But both they and Cute were the bottom seeds in their groups. They only went like 3-2 in Swiss, and here they are in the top 16.
Yeah, pretty awesome. We talked yesterday about how anything can well happen in this tournament, and I think we're covering exactly what can happen.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm really excited to see CAG. Like I said, for a team I know nothing about, I was really surprised to see them beat Rogue Fleet in the losers bracket yesterday in their group, and so of course they more than earned their spot here. But I'm fascinated to see these guys because I don't know anything about them. I'm looking forward to seeing them play.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to be starting here on Land of Fire momentarily. They're asking us if we're ready. Are you ready, Zath?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm going to ask them to give us 30 seconds.
Oh, what were the ships that were banned? I'm sorry. Did we do that already?
Oh yeah, hold on. That's a good question. And they dropped. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out later. I went ahead and read the video.
At the extreme southern tip of South America lies an archipelago rich in history and diversity. Soon, these storied waters will play a host to a heroic clash between opposing forces, and the region will live up to its name. This is Land of Fire. Land of Fire is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from east to west. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. To the west, the island in the center of Capture Area A makes it a challenging cap to acquire early. Teams commonly park a radar cruiser in the cap to push away enemy destroyers while preventing either team from capturing the zone. Cap B in the center is wide open with plenty of ways in and out, and is initially the purview of competing destroyers. If combat shifts to an east-west axis, it's common to see some spectacular mid and late game pushes through the center of the map. On the right, Cap C and the islands to the east make a tempting target for teams looking for early cap points, but teams who invest too much firepower along this edge of the map may find themselves at an extreme disadvantage later in the game. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Land of Fire.
One here of the Sweet 16. Sorry for the short intro. We don't even know the ban list, but we can make some inferences from the teams that are the ships that we don't see. For example, you don't see a Stalingrad, you don't see a Kleber. I suspect those are on the list.
They are.
Looking over... Okay. You got the list?
Yeah, I do. The other 2 besides Stalingrad Kleber are Des Moines and Venezia.
Okay, there we go. Looking over the lineups here, CAG coming to the dance with Yamato, Kremlin, Hindenburg, Triple Moskva, Smolensk, Summers, and Shimakaze.
Very nice, very nice. 007 bringing something kind of similar-ish. Yamato, Kremlin, Hindenburg, Triple Moskva, Smolensk, Summers, and Shimakaze as well.
I think you read off. That was no.
Oh.
You
That
read
was
off.
correct.
You read off the wrong lineup there, buddy.
I'm looking on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the green side instead of the red. Dude. So
Yeah, red side.
007, of course,
Red
is
side.
double Yamato, Salem, Minotaur, which will probably be a radar Minotaur, Hindenburg, Yoshino. This, I think, is the first time we've seen a Yoshino.
We have not seen a Yoshino
Yeah.
yet. That is correct.
And Moskva and double Shimakaze.
CAG going for, I won't say an even AC split, but they're definitely headed that direction. Got a Shimakaze about to step into A. I won't say he has close support. He has light support. There's 2 Moskvas playing way behind him. Hindenburg, Smolensk, Moskva, and Summers headed over to C. The battleships, CAG's battleships were very slow to get moving. Jaybird's Yamato now headed to A, and Wortham's Kremlin did this weird reverse loop. He's still way back on the B line. They're playing their battleships very slowly.
My guess is that there was some mix up in the comms and the call, and Wortham probably thought he was supposed to be heading for the west, and was told no, you're supposed to be going east. So he went east.
Could be. Now we see, let me put up everybody's view here. We can see Hezekiah here working the top end of A. He's going to be able to bag A very quickly. So Kaggle starts ticking up points. You look across the board here. You see G36 working the bottom end of B. And he might have just gotten picked up by Moskva radar. I'm not sure. I saw Moistener pop his radar. No, there's, looks like, yep, Critical's out of range. They don't have range on him. So both of the 00 Shimakazes look good to bag their early caps here. It depends on what Raindrops Summers does here. Is he going to get in here in time? He is going to get in here in time.
Yeah, so it's going to be the typical destroyer wiggle dance at sea, I think.
No, he changed his mind. He was reversing in, and then he backed off.
That Moskva is just outside of radar range, and he's probably expecting it.
Yep. So CAG picking up A very early, but just as quickly losing control of it as they now know that somebody, and there we go, they've just now radared to figure out who it is in A. They know it's Maverick's Minotaur. It looks like Raindrop might yet go back onto the top end of C over here to start contesting things, but 4 minutes gone, 007 flexing their Shimakaze muscles, plus the Minotaur in A, and they've led out to an early points lead.
Yeah, very aggressive positioning by both teams here. neither team wants to have the unenviable position of having to catch up from a deficit. Digital Wind looks like took a torpedo as well, the Moskva for CAG.
Indeed. We saw Raindrop get into the top end of the cap, and then Eagle Lance's Moskva reversed his engines to pull up just close enough to get him back onto radar. So Raindrop ducks out of the cap. He'll wait out the radar, and then I'm sure he'll get back into C momentarily. Hezekiah's Shimakaze also working the top end of A on the other side of the map, denying those points. I'm a little surprised to see that, given that we know the Minnow's in there. We know the Minnow has Hydro. The Minnow probably has radar. That seems a very, very bold play.
Well, he's probably thinking that there's not many ships to fight him. He is radared, I think, right now.
Yeah, or hydroed or something.
Yeah,
I'm not
something.
sure exactly. He did leave the top end of the cap.
It's probably
I gotta
Hydra.
say, Zath, I'm baffled by CAG's battleship play, right? Jaybird went all the way kind of like over to A, and now they've pulled the Yamato out. They're rotating him well back to the west again. Once again, I'm looking at this. I'm just their battleships are not that far forward. They're on about the C line. Raindrop looks good to bag C. This looks like a likely thing that will happen. We know Eagle's radar is down. We saw him pop it earlier.
Mm-hmm. So C flips. Look at
Indeed.
MCAT over on the far flank in the Salem. We got a little bit of a bow-in fight going here.
I see that, but if I'm the Hindenburg, that's not a fight that I want.
Yeah,
not unless I'm going to go charge him. And I think, in my opinion, I don't know that this is necessarily the correct way to play this. He's got a Yamato gunning for him from long range. In my mind, he'd be better off just getting in there and trying to get the Salem off the board rather than playing these long range games, because the Salem will win that exchange
Easily.
Yep.
Completely.
I mean, look at that AP. Look at that AP just getting solid pins even at that angle against Wright's Hindenburg. Well, the Summers bagged C, but 00 right back on top of things. So far, it's been all them. They've had a ton of cap control, and Wright looks like he's going to end up being the first casualty of the game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
There he goes. MCAT Salem does the job over on the 10 line as he wins that duel with the Hindenburg. And just like that, 007 up over 300 points with only 7 minutes gone.
Yep, Raindrop got detected on radar. He stopped. He's backing up now. He'll dodge these torpedoes, so he'll be fine there. But they have no caps. And the enemy's caps are all ticking. So 007 looking very strong here.
007 just like they're about to be 400 points up. It's just it's honestly it's a little, I'm a little surprised. CAG, they obviously deserve to be here, but right now they seem like they're playing very timidly. I'm just not sure kind of where they're going with this. I feel like they need to be moving their battleships up and getting more work out of them somehow.
Well, they moved Jaybird right into 3 or 4 Shimakaze torpedoes. So that's unfortunate.
He was cutting across the middle of the map. I guess the Shimakaze just had his number and was chasing him down.
Yeah. Worth noting, both of the
back into B.
Both 007 Shimakazes are running 20-kilometer torpedoes.
Interesting. I suspected that when I saw Jaybird moving across the top of the map. He was moving well north of B, and there were torpedoes going by, and I thought those have to be the 20 kilometers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see now they've pulled Moisener forward. They're pushing him up. They're backing up Hezekiah. Hezekiah does bag B, but goodness, CAG is almost 500 points down here.
The enemy is about to win.
I mean, we're only 8.5 minutes into the game, and the game is, getting close to being done.
Well, we did get started pretty quick, and so
we did.
They're in a hurry to get this going and move on or not, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh, Digital Wind just got hammered, and he goes out. They pushed Raindrop back onto the top end of C, but it feels like it's just fingers in a dike at this point, Zach. They're down 2 ships. They're upside down nearly 600 points.
Yeah, we got another 1v1 going on here on the 10 line.
Now, they have done something that I like, which is they've pushed Forgotten Liquid's Moskva up into A.
Yes.
At least denies the points. At the same time, if that Minotaur wants to come around the corner and just wipe out Forgotten Liquid, he probably came with torpedoes and that ridiculous heal. Liquid pops his radar. He wants to know where Maverick is. He spots him now. Maverick's just chilling. Those points going nowhere. So right now, CAG has worked themselves into a board position. They're the only ones ticking up points, but oh no. The Smolensk over on the 10 line just getting hammered.
He just took an AP salvo there as MCAT expected him to turn out.
Yeah, he was selling the farm to get these torpedoes off. He got him off, but it's not going to stop MCAT from moving up and just assassinating him.
Yep. And that will probably be the game.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, it's certainly not going to help him. It's just more point. Right now, 07's only not even ticking up points, but yeah, that only ends one way at that range.
So that means the Salem 1 and 2 1 versus 1 fights.
007 definitely in the driver's seat here.
Critical,
not
taking critical
points.
torpedoes. Oh, going down.
Oh my goodness. Now that's a huge kill for CAG. That's points and a ship they desperately needed.
Absolutely. That gives them breathing space now.
That does. It gives them some breathing room. They're holding down A. They're moving up on. They're moving ahead on B and C. Now let's have a check over. I haven't looked at 007's deployment in a while. All right, so they've got Megazao's Yoshino still chilling on the 1 line. He looks like he's trying to angle to find shots on Forgotten Liquid's Moskva. But they can't afford to push Liquid around the corner. Liquid has to stay where he is.
Well, they want to keep him there. Oh, Worthen goes down.
Oof. They can't afford that. The carnage at sea is real and intense.
Absolutely, as Julius Seizure comes back in to sea to get the easy kill.
Julius Seizure.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, the players in this game never cease to amaze me with the creativity of their names. I don't think they can stop him now. It's literally the only thing left on that half of the map is Raindrop Summers, and he's outgunned like by just about everything over there. Like it's not even close. If he threw some Hail Mary torps and got lucky, maybe, but that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Play is now at A. They have to get Maverick off the board.
Well, it looks like they might be trying, but I don't think that they're... All right, so they've pushed Moistener's Moskva up. They're trying to pincer Maverick's Minotaur in between the 2 Moskvas. But Maverick's got a pretty good angle to Moistener, and there's plenty of people to shoot at Moistener. Now, I'm surprised Forgotten Liquid didn't come around the corner about the same time. It feels like they didn't time this very well.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. And now Moistener's about to find himself someplace he doesn't want to be as a Moskva, and that's going to be in a close-range duel with someone that's got like 4 times his rate of fire.
Now, they should have also positioned Jaybird to the other side of the island, so as soon as Maverick pulled forward, Jaybird was right there to blap him in the side.
Right. It's all gone wrong for CAG here on Land of Fire. I can't imagine a world where they can pull out a win here. They've given up too much health and too much board position by this stage of the game. Even if they were to somehow bag B and A, 00 would win just on the strength of the C cap alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Liquid's coming up broadside now to the Minotaur.
Yes. Now that's what I'm saying. Like this is a school in how to play Minotaur by Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
We saw something similar yesterday watching Buenos Noches. That was John the Pickle. Watching him play Minotaur as well, it was a thing of beauty. And here he goes. He's going to wipe out the Moskva, and that's the game. Goodness gracious.
Well, I got a death pick out of it.
Just absolute domination end-to-end from 007. Just demonstrating why they belong here. Like, no question. All right, well, let's go back here and get lined up for. Oh, why didn't that work? Hang on a minute. That's on me. There we go. All right, now I get it. Now we can actually get. I can get my bands list updated. So let's get that done.
There you
Just
go.
so we have that information to display as we go back to the training room here. All right. Let's see. So read them off to me again, Zath. What were the bands?
The bands were Stalingrad, Des Moines, and then
Okay.
Venezia and Kleber.
Okay. Now I won't pretend. I won't know. I don't know for certain that these are in the right order in terms of who banned what, but those are at least the 4 banned ships.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
there
more
we go.
important what the ships are than who banned what at this point.
I agree. I agree. It's not. It's if you're in the room and it's kind of relevant to talk about, that would have been good. But yeah. Let's see. One other thing I wanted to mention, because I had a request yesterday that we kind of put that in here. Let me drop a text box in here. This real fast. I'll do it later. But Puerto Rico and Smaland are also banned by the rule set. So those are 2 ships you will not see today at all.
Right. 007 banned Stalingrad.
Okay, so
and
we got it
Kleber.
right. We got it right. It's good enough. So there we go. All right. So now we know the bands, and now we just need to get on with the next game of the match, headed to Tears of the Desert. Now, CAG did not look very good in that game, if we're honest, right?
No.
I feel like Zath, they've got to be getting more work out of their battleships. It didn't feel like they got anything out of them that game except like damage sponges.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like they weren't quite sure what to do with their battleships. I think they made a key tactical error, and this is something that we sometimes see in clan battles too. When you're only allowed 1 or 2 key ships, you get very afraid to use those key ships because you could potentially lose them. So it comes down to that careful application of those vessels. Where do you put them, and at what time do you have them come out and strike? You don't necessarily want to take a Yamato and just have him sit out there in the open for everybody to farm, because he goes down relatively quickly. Same thing with the Kremlin,
Right.
although it takes a little bit longer for that to happen. So battleship play is a very important kind of almost waiting game of where do I position myself, and then when do I start to move? When do I move on the enemy, make my presence known, exert dominance, that kind of thing.
Yes, I agree, and it felt like they kept their battleships like back on the sea line for so long, right? They went one way and then they turned around and they swapped the other way, and in that swap, Jay lost a bunch of HP to Shimakaze torpedoes, and it was like, it just felt like they I don't know. You said maybe there was some miscommunication. I suppose that's possible. For me, I'm more baffled that it just seemed like they even once they got them kind of on the right side of the map, they didn't seem sure what they wanted to do with them.
Well, right, and I think that comes down to it too, right? You think you want to do one thing, and maybe, I mean, we weren't obviously in the voice comms, but in the heat of battle, when there's 9 people talking through what we're doing, how we're doing it, and stuff like that, there's going to be questioning. Are you sure you want to go that way?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be countermanding. There's going to be maybe 1 or 2 people, piping up saying, "Hey, what about this?" or "What about that?" And that completely shifts the ideas in terms of deployment, even early on. And I think once they saw 007's deployment and realized it was also a sea-heavy push, they said, okay, we got to get a battleship to rotate back to the other side. They chose the Yamato. Not quite sure why, but they did. And unfortunately, neither battleship was really in position to do much at all, if anything.
Right. Yeah, I don't know that I don't know that would have made a significant difference, right? We saw a couple of notable misplays there, right? The Hindenburg on the against a Salem. As an experienced Hindenburg player, like if that's the matchup you have, if that's the one-on-one you've got to win, you got to commit to that. You got to get in there and win. Either you're going to torpedo him and you've got to at least trade, right? If you're going to die, take somebody off the board with you. If you're going to pulling back when he's got radar and he can keep you lit for the Yamato and everything else, it's a tough engagement for a Hindenburg player to win anyway. I mean, Des Moines is always a tough target for a Hindi at close range. That's one of the few cruisers you kind of hesitate a little bit, like, do I really want to get in close with this guy?
Yeah.
But in that instance, I almost feel like you have to take the chance. You have to trust your team to back you up a little bit, because the Salem is going to start reversing more than likely. and you have to rely then on your battleships to kind of help back you up. Once you push that guy out from behind his cover, the threat of you being in his face forces him backwards. That opens him up to other shots. And I think maybe also a little bit, not having the battleships where they could be a threat in that situation, and we talked about that a second ago, might also have kind of hurt them a little bit here.
Absolutely. I recommend we start the intro video. Looks like they're readying up.
Yep. Let's go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and get into this game, guys. We'll see you.
Off the North African coast, an arid expanse of the Mediterranean Sea plays host to opposing forces as they battle it out for control of the seas. Amongst these sun-blasted islands, where enemy fire isn't the only bad way to die, only one team will triumph. This is Tears of the Desert. Tears of the Desert is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from northwest to southeast. The A cap is in the top left, B is in the center, and C is in the bottom right. Capture Area A has enough island cover nearby for teams to sneak in a radar cruiser and cover the capture zone, though it's common to see ships attempting to flank the cap by sailing into the northwestern corner of the map. In the center, Cap B has superb island cover near the center that allows destroyers to contest the area from behind shelter. Landing shells on ships in this position is challenging until teams are able to push forces into the corners of the map. Cap C is similar to Cap A. There is cover nearby for cruisers who want to defend, but very little cover within the cap itself. The picket line of islands that separate B and C make pushing in force from one cap to the other very challenging. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Tears of the Desert.
Welcome back, guys.
Here we go, guys, diving right into Game 2 on Tears of the Desert here. Keeping America great with the top spawn here, bringing Yamato, Kremlin, Hindenburg. It's actually the exact same lineup. I could just go down it again, but it's literally the same lineup. They haven't changed a thing. It looks as if 007 has made some changes. Zath, talk us through that.
Yeah, they did. So they decided to go for double Yamato this time. Double Salem. I think they really like the mileage that MCAT got out of his Salem last game. I would too, winning 2 games.
I would too, yeah.
2 battles.
I would too.
Yoshino, of course. Moskva, once again. And this time we've got triple destroyer. So Summers, Shimakaze, and a Daring now. And Julius Caesar, once again, running the 20-kilometer torpedoes.
I still love that name. I'm never gonna not laugh when I hear that name. All right, keeping America great here. Going for a 5-4 split, avoiding the B cap entirely. Moskva, Kremlin, Smolensk, Hindenburg, Summers all going to A. Everybody else, Yamato, double Moskva, and Shima headed to C. As we see now, that triple destroyer working here for 007. They've sent somebody into B already.
Well, yeah, absolutely. They're going to put one in each place. But here comes the radar, Forgotten Liquid. Getting in an early radar here. He will catch Eagle Lance. But nobody can shoot him.
Can't do anything about it. It feels like a wasted radar. I see shells coming in from digital, but they're easily jukeable by Eagle. Yeah, that feels like a wasted radar. I mean, you know which destroyer it is. It's not completely useless information. So now you know that the Summers and the Shimakaze are on the flank. That gives you some info, but you don't get any damage out of your radar. That feels kind of bad.
Yeah. They got more radar.
Well, they do. They've got extra Moskvas. We'll see how it goes here. Hezekiah's Shimakaze pushing through. I don't know that torpedo salvo is really going to get the angle he wants. He dumped all of his torpedoes at Eagle's Daring. But I'm willing to bet you that Eagle's not going to sit there. Let's have a check. Well, he is moving. No, he's just sitting there. I'm actually genuinely surprised by this. This torpedo salvo, if Eagle doesn't have his high, this torpedo salvo could be really bad. I mean, it's a question of whether he has his Hydra up or not. Although they are Shima torpedoes, so they're spotted from the moon. There comes the other Moskva radaring Eagle once again. He's got his engines turned on now. He's going to be able to easily avoid most of these torpedoes, I think. He's got a huge gap he can just chill in.
Ooh.
Oh, they ran out. They ran out, Zath.
Yes, they did.
Shimakaze 12-kilometer torpedoes, apparently.
Yes, he's running 12s.
Interesting.
But he's now
Interesting.
radared again. So he's going to take a little damage for this.
I think the Smolensk might have some shots, or the Hindi does. Somebody's got some shots on him up north. It seems to me like they're spending a ton of effort to damage these guys when it's just not. I mean, you don't have a forward position about B anyway. Focus on the flanks. Focus on A and C. That's where you need to be, right?
Yeah, Deadeye Soup going to take a torp in the mid here. Doink. "20-kilometer torpedoes might be spotted from space, but if you're sitting still, it don't matter."
If you're sitting still and you don't have your Hydra up, there's nothing you can do about it. And they hurt because they're still Shimakaze torps.
Yep, Forgotten Liquid's
Now-
taking a Summers torp on the bow.
Now, what's interesting about the Smolensk is using the Summers smoke as a screen. He hasn't popped his own smoke yet.
And that makes sense, right? Why waste the consumable?
007 definitely knows how to work these Shimakazes into their rotation. That's for sure. They're getting great work out of them.
Well, a lot of people forget that torpedoes aren't just meant to do damage; they're also meant to be area denial. So you can fire
Very much so.
torpedoes in a way that prevents the enemy from maneuvering in a certain way.
Digital Wind just got slapped. I can only assume that was off of UMG's Yamato back here.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look. Neighbor does not have an angle on him.
Yeah. Once again, Zath, we see 00 flexing their destroyer advantage out to about a 100-point lead here. 5 minutes gone. At least CAG is ticking up a cap right now. They've managed to push the, I believe that's Julius Seizure down at C, right?
Correct.
No, that's the Summers.
No,
That's
Summers,
critical. That's G36. All right, so they've managed to push him off the cap for the moment. But how long is that going to last? These guys have got so much force at A. They have to win A and push through. They have to. They've committed.
Yep. Now MCAT has pretty much beat the Hindenburg to that island, and this island over in B2 is so critical. If you want to win A, you have to control this island.
Yeah, but they don't. They have no idea that guy's there. He's never been spotted. Well, maybe he has been spotted. I'm not sure if he's been spotted, but he's not spotted now. Okay, and they've just now figured out he's opening fire, so they know he's there. So now this is Wright's chance to redeem himself from game one.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get up here in the face of this Salem and just end it. And just end it. Go. Commit to this. He's not doing it. Or is he? He slowed down to make the turn. It looks like he might be speeding back up. No, he's
I don't
slowing
know.
down again.
But Deadeye is paying the price for this, though.
Yeah, that's my point. Deadeye's getting just hammered with this AP. The Smolensk HE is all damage that the Salem can just heal back.
Most of it is.
The majority of it is. That was Wright's chance, because if he had pushed up right there, I don't think that MCAT had enough support for it to matter. But now it looks as if MCAT's got good cover, and they're trying to push him back. But the Kremlin is not far enough forward yet to have a shot.
Yeah, maybe just a little too much
Wright's coming.
timidity right
Wright's
now.
moving up again. Yeah, I agree. I feel like CAG they're being too conservative. There's a fine balance to be struck in these matches between what you're spending your health on and the board position you achieve to by expending that health. Right now, CAG is just they're making ultra conservative decisions. They're so concerned about preserving their health, they're not considering the board position they're leaving behind by not pushing.
Absolutely. It is pretty funny watching the two of them. Every now and then they're shooting like one shell in front just to remind each other that they're there.
Right.
It reminds me of Battlefield Friends Noob Fight.
Yeah, exactly, right? C is contested. A has not yet flipped, so again, Double O has moved out to over a 200-point lead. It looks as if CAG might finally bag A, but they need to bag A and move through A. They got to get through this cap.
How about the point
They got to push. They got to push around.
How about the fact that 007 has rotated Eagle Lance around out of B now, because they figure, well, they're not going to contest him, but he's about to run into some torpedoes.
Yes, he is. And he's got a nice hole. He's covered. I keep waiting for Wright to make a move here, but he's just not interested.
I think
now,
they're trying
MCAT
to
has
siege.
pushed just far enough back where the Moskva can get some shells on him, but they're not great shells. That's about as far back as MCAT can go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Wright needs to push up at this point. He continues to just play this little game.
Yeah, they're just trying to siege him out, but that's not going to work.
No, not against the Salem. His heal is just ridiculous. They're going to struggle with that. And in a minute, Eagle's going to pop around this corner and just annihilate him.
MCAT going up with the radar.
Yep, we see that now. A little bit of counter radar, so they know where Eagle Lance is now, I think. Is he in range? He's not in range of Moistender's radar, so they don't really know where Eagle is. Yep, they haven't spotted him. Or at least he's not spotted at the moment.
We're going to watch single
CAG
fire
starting
torps right into the bow, I think. No.
Yeah, that's all it would take. CAG is starting to close the gap a bit. Well, they were. They had successfully pushed G36 off of C for a little bit. I'm just marveled at. I don't understand. They made this exact same mistake in game 1, Zath, with the Hindenburg and the Salem.
Yeah, but I think what happened last game is fresh on his mind, right? Like, he's worried if he gets into a 1v1 fight with them, he's going to lose it and just die. So what we have over here is a German ship playing Sitzkrieg.
Yeah, but just it feels terrible.
Now Eagle's in a position where he can fire on Wright.
Yep, he was. Because Wright should be proxy spotted. We haven't looked at C in a while. I haven't looked at C in a while. Forgotten Liquid. I saw him take a torp in the bow a little while ago. Now he's getting shelled on by the Salem down south. If he's not careful, he might back up a little too far. No, he's okay for the moment. The Yamato, who is that? That's Neighbor Kid's Yamato might have a shot if he's looking for it, but man, that's a long ways.
Neighbor Kid just fired north.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say if he's looking for it, but man, it's about a 27 kilometer shot. I don't think he'd take it.
Yeah, he's firing at Deadeye.
Time's ticking away. Still plenty of time in the game. No kill for either team. Both teams trading health pretty evenly, but I just feel like CAG has the initiative. They had all this initiative, all this firepower at A, and they're just letting it sit.
Yep. Wortham just took 2 Julius Caesar torpedoes.
Oof.
He's currently flooding and burning.
I see that. Those 20-kilometer torps once again doing great work.
There's the DCP.
I'm sure they're calling for focus fire on Wortham now.
Oh, absolutely.
Conga line of daring torps. None of them actually hit right up here at A. But it's allowed MCAT Salem to take up a really good position. There's like no way that Wright can move around that corner now without getting wrecked.
Forgotten Liquid gets burnt to the crisp.
Yep. That was first kill going to 007 here. Losing a Moskva down at C. Looks like they're going to lose the cap eventually. Digital Wens Moskva is down here, but I don't know his radar status. And where is Hezekiah? There's Hezekiah Shimakaze right in front of him. Eight minutes to play, and 007 over a 400-point lead here as they do bag Wortham's Kremlin up at A. And so there you kind of see the cost, right, Zap? They moved up to this cap and then they just sat, and they just got farmed out.
Yep.
MCAT moving up now. Looks like he's trying to radar the Smolensk. He slapped Deadeye. He's about to wipe him out, and there he goes.
Which means he also knows that the Summers is there.
Looks as if Wright might now have finally just decided, well, to hell with it, but it feels like this is about 8 minutes too late.
Oh, definitely.
He is going in with the Summers close aboard. Summers now catching some fire from the Daring up north. I'm not quite sure why they're moving this closely in tandem. It kind of limits what the Hindi can do with his torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He does get one salvo off, but MCAT's going to dodge them all. Summers' torpedoes going out for him now, and it doesn't matter. The game ends.
Wow.
A 5-0 ship sweep for these guys. Wow. Wow,
Would you have predicted that, man?
I wasn't. I was so excited to see CAG because they're kind of to me they're kind of a Cinderella story, right? They were a bottom seed and they they're a Typhoon team. They're a bottom seed. They're coming in today, and it's like, okay, I want to see these guys. They're obviously they beat Rogue Fleet to get here. They're like this, and yet we get back here and they just don't look. To me, Jat, they didn't look like they really had a good grasp of kind of some of the map positioning strategy that I would expect to see of a team that made it to this level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just seems. I guess they left their slippers at home. I mean,
Yeah, maybe,
you know?
maybe. I mean, for starters, congratulations to them for making the top 16.
Oh, of
like
course.
that's not an easy achievement to begin with. But 007, like, they just looked like they were in control of that. At no point in any of those matches did you ever feel like they were seriously kind of on the back foot, let's say.
You're
All right, well,
absolutely correct.
while we've been gabbing here, let me do a quick look at the overall bracket. Let me do a quick refresh.
Do
Gotta
we
put this back?
It looks like all the other
Put that
games.
back.
We haven't seen another game report in yet besides ours for their second. So
That's right.
do we want to shop
So
around?
ours is done. I'm gonna go see if anybody might be going to a game 3. Let's do a little shopping here, as you said. Come on, scroll down. All right, let's
while
see.
you're doing that,
Looking
I'll
for
update everybody with the
score
stats.
Please do.
So 07 beat PN for the first round. TNG beat AP for their first round. That's an interesting. I said yesterday that would be a really interesting matchup to watch. And I think we have a couple guys casting that, so that's great.
There's one in here that surprises me, Zath, but I'll talk about it when you get to it.
RNG defeats Cuter. Moving on, TNG2 defeating PWP. That surprises
Yes.
me.
That's the one I'm talking about.
That's the
That
magic
surprises me a lot.
And then we've got KSC defeating Cute, FIM defeating Peds, and Buenos Noches, your guys, defeating RKN.
I'm not gonna lie, Zath. I'm a little bit of a fanboy, the BN guys, right? They were one of the first teams to come out and play war games with us almost 2 years ago. They've consistently shown up to King of the Sea. They come in with a positive attitude. They're fun to watch. They play hard, and they're a good team. And they've never quite gotten over that hump into a top 4. I would love for them to do that this time.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason that I chose not to cast them today, because I don't trust myself to not be a homer. I just don't know I can do it. So I'll cheer from them from afar, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, so yeah, right now we're the first match done, and we've just got to wait and see if anybody potentially goes to a game 3. And I'm not gonna lie, even if we have to double up with somebody, we'll just hop into whatever we can get here.
Oh,
So
I
it's just a
think
matter
so.
of keeping an eye on the score reporting channel, and looking in and just keeping an eye on what's showing up. Basically, there's not much else we can do in the meantime. I do have a lot of giveaways to run, and I'm going to run take a quick ad break here. Go ahead.
Raptor,
Yeah.
Who's running the TNG AP games?
Let me go look at my cheat sheet. Actually, that's a good question. Let me put it up on the screen here. Actually, is anybody casting those?
No, that's why I'm
don't
asking
remember.
you.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Nobody's casting those.
So
We do have
here's-
3 matches that aren't being cast at all.
Here's the deal. I'm sitting in PWP versus TNG2. You find out who's
Yeah.
in TNG AP, and then when they come back, we can ask them,
Okay.
hey, are you going to a game 3?
Okay, let me go have a look then, and we'll just see who's around. I gotta find the right channel to look at. Here we go. Bear with us, guys. Our match finished very quickly, so we're gonna have to do a little digging to find something to entertain you. Give us a few minutes, and we're on top of it.
Now, I've got a number of people saying that they're brand new to King of the Sea, so if you don't mind, Raptor, I'll talk us through a little bit about the formatting, how things go. Hold on.
You broke up there.
PWP versus TNG just finished their round, and they are going to a game 3.
The PWP match?
PWP
Right?
TNG, yes.
TNG 2, let's go do it. I'm joining the room right now. All right, so what we need then, we need the map rotation I can get you. If you'll ask them for the bands list, I'll get you the map rotation.
No, they're all together in the same place.
I'm sorry, what? I'm only getting half of that.
Oh, I said they're all in the same place. So they are Tears of the Desert, Northern Waters, and Sleeping Giant.
Okay, so we're about to go play Sleeping Giant. So we're playing Tears of the Desert, Northern Waters, and Sleeping Giant. And then this is now, who's the top seed? It's PWP. PWP is our top seed versus TNG 2. Okay,
Correct.
TBD. Our next map is Sleeping Giant.
Kleber,
It is
Des Moines,
1-1.
Moskva, and Kremlin.
I was wondering when someone was going to ban a Kremlin finally. All right, so what is it again? Give it to me again. What's the ban list again?
It's Kleber, Des Moines, Moskva, Kremlin.
Moskva. Nobody banned a Stalin. That's interesting. We haven't seen that yet. All right, guys. So there's our ban list. As we head to Game 3, we'll be bringing you PWP and TNG2 momentarily. Oh, wait. Hosho's already in here. No, I'm in the wrong room. How am I in the wrong room? What the hell? What the hell, training room? Give me a moment.
It's
Apparently,
all
I
good.
clicked the wrong thing. I looked at it, clicked on it, and then it took me to a different room because 007. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. Because training room. Come on. All right, here we go. I think I'm here.
Good.
I think. Come on, it's loading. My whole PC's running slow today. There we go. All right. Excellent.
So PWP banned ships named with K, and TNG banned Radar.
Yep, we got it. We're good. Oops, I got the map wins backwards. Hold on. There we go. Got it right. TNG2 won game 1. PWP forced game 3, and that's where we are. Excellent. All right. Now, we haven't seen either one of these teams yet, so this will be interesting. I'm genuinely curious to see, because, of course, PWP, a former King of the Sea crown winner here on NA. They won King of the Sea 8. Yes, they won King of the Sea 8. And they were a top 4 team, I want to say, last time. That sounds correct. Feel like they finished in the top 4 last time, Zath. I think they went out in the top 4.
PWP,
Against
I think
07.
so.
I'm pretty sure that the 07 PWP rematch last time was in the semifinals, right? Rather than the finals. Let me find. Where's our? When you've done enough of these, they all start to blur together. Oof.
Yes, they do.
All right, let me pull this up here. Actually, no, hold on. I think he put up. I need that.
I'm handing out prizes right now while we're getting all this set up.
Yeah, I need to do that too. I pulled the first 4 and haven't given them out yet. Okay. Ah, no, don't do that. There we go. That's what I want people to do. Okay. Pulled the reference sheets. We'll put the bands back up while we pull some giveaways. Come on. You have to wait. You have to wait to click. There we go. All
That's
right,
right.
let's
You
start giving
can't
some
draw
of
too
these out.
quickly, you know.
That's right. Start giving some of these out here.
All right. So guys, we get about 10
Yep,
minutes.
talk for a bit.
Sure, I can talk.
No.
We get 10 minutes in between matches, at the most. If both teams want to jump in and just go, then they can just jump in and go. So right now they're allowed to take a break and they can discuss strategy. They can look through the previous match or two, what worked, what didn't work. They can talk amongst each other. They can change up ship lines, whatever the heck they want to do. Hit the bathroom, drink some water, all that good stuff. So about TNG2, TNG stands for The New Guys, and these guys have been around for quite some time. They're very active in clan battles, especially, well, actually, no, I was about to say the clan brawls, but they did not participate in clan brawl. I believe what TNG does is they rotate their more active members into TNG main for clan brawls, so they can get as many games in as possible. And hey, that works. They've made it to Typhoon in seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Clan Battles, but this is their first time playing King of the Sea. Overall win rates and PRs are, I would say, green to blue with a little bit of purple in there. Green being above average, blue being, very above average, I guess, and purple being Unicum. PWP, these guys, as Raptor said, have a very good, strong pedigree when it comes to competitive play, especially in King of the Sea. They've made Hurricane since season 3, every season of clan battles. They've participated a little bit in clan brawl, but it seems to me like they're much more interested in the big dog stuff and not so much the little. Just about every player on their team is purple, and a few are deep purple. So skill-wise, there's a bit of a disparity between the two, which makes it very interesting that TNG2 won over PWP in that first battle. Probably was a wake-up call for PWP.
We're not close to dropping, are we? Oh,
No,
okay.
I just tabbed back to double check on it. Looks like they're working through a few things.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good. That lets me finish giving out stuff. Go ahead.
No,
Let me interrupt. I'm working in the background while you do your thing.
Yeah. No problem. I'm crediting getting prizing out to people and stuff like that myself.
Yep.
So remember, guys, we are one-man shows. We are doing like 4 tasks as one. So it's not
A colossal battle between opposing.
if we make it look good, then that tells you that we're working very hard behind the scenes to make this happen. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, some people have been asking about bans, and some people were saying, "Wow, no Stalin" on my chat. They're surprised that Moskva was banned instead of Stalingrad, and I think, to be honest, the reason why is because Stalingrad doesn't feel as strong of a ship as maybe it did once when it first came out. Yes, it can nail stuff with its battleship caliber-ish guns and penetration, but it's got a slower rate of fire. It's a little bit thicker, which means it'll get hit by torpedoes and stuff easier. And Stalingrad doesn't have hydroacoustic search, which means it's harder to dodge torpedoes innately that way too. Moskva, faster rate of fire, stronger HE, I think, but it's got that hydro. So as a complete package, Moskva is just a much more comfortable kind of spamming radar ship. Des Moines, obvious reasons. And then Kleber and Kreml, like you said, I'm surprised to see Kreml being picked, but hey, there you go.
I've been we've seen so many cruisers and destroyers banned, right? I've been wondering when we were going to see somebody start banning Kremlin. I'm actually surprised it's taken this long, right? For a long time, we've heard a lot of different players, a variety of different players, kind of complain about how hard Kremlin is to kill. Oh, well, let's go then.
A colossal battle between opposing fleets will soon unfold here amongst the waters of the East China Sea. The residents of these islands will shortly bear witness to the thunder and flash of combat, and only one team will sail away victorious. This is Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Cap A on the left, or the Thunderdome, is fraught with danger. With only 2 ways in and hard cover nearly all the way around, it's easy for ships to get trapped inside the cap without support. Stealthy destroyers can sometimes sneak away, but it's much more difficult for other ships. In the center, Capture Area B is just as perilous. Completely open with plenty of spaces for radar cruisers to hide nearby without being spotted, it's commonly left uncaptured until the mid and late game.
Cap C on the right is riddled with islands that provide plenty of cover for destroyers to slip in and pick up the cap, unless enemy ships are able to get better firing angles into the cap from the center or along the 10 line. "18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. General quarters, captains, it's time to play Sleeping Giant."
General quarters captains. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the deciding game of this match here in the Sweet 16 of King of the Sea 10 North America. This is PWP versus TNG2. Zath, talk to me about PWP.
PWP is coming to the mix with an Ohio, a Yamato, I almost said a Puerto Rico, a Salem.
No.
Well, his name is Puerto Rico.
His name is Puerto Rico.
A Hindenburg, 2 Stalingrads, Smolensk, a Daring, and a Shimakaze.
TNG2 opting for Thunder, Yamato, Minotaur. I'll have to see if the quality Minotaur play continues. Venezia and Zhao also double Stalin. Some Grozavoy. Now, I'm a little surprised to see the Groz.
Me too.
I don't think we've seen one of those yet. I've heard of other teams playing Grozavoy. We have not seen one in the games that we've cast that I remember.
No, we have not seen a Grozavoy yet this season of King of the Sea, and we are watching somebody who has folded 1,000 times.
I was going to say, now what's really interesting about him, he moved up right into the center of the map. He went around the B cap. He's actually he looks like he's going to go into the top end of the A cap.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's sneaking in.
That's a very bold play, Cotton. As we see both, now look at this, both PWP destroyers are at the C cap.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I think their plan is they're expecting the enemy to mostly go to C. They're going to put both of their destroyers over there to win that flank at all costs and wrap around. Shimakaze being early spotted there, taking a little bit of a hit, as Pikachu got hit too from, I think, Stalingrad Radar, Paladin over there.
Could be. Now, I will say PWP has reacted to that early A cap with something I like, right? That Stalingrad, that's Dolphin Prince's Stalingrad, kind of, his gun's now looking into the B cap. That's going to make it really tough for them to do something about that B cap, for TNG2 to snag that B cap later on.
Absolutely.
He is radaring now, picking up folded 1,000 times. That's in the cap, of course. Antonius Jones back behind him on the outside of the ring. And I think they're also catching Pay to Piper's Minotaur. Yeah, just barely caught him.
Looks like Imperator Danny and the Venezia took a torpedo.
Oh, he definitely took. It looks like he was also taking some long-range Stalingrad fire. TNG2 bagging A, PWP bagging D, as everybody's ticking up 1 cap here early on. Not much of an advantage for either team just yet. Now Paladin's got to be a little careful. He can't back up too far. Go ahead, Zath.
So just a thing to note is the positioning of both PWP Stalingrads. They're meant as area denial positions there, and they prevent the enemy from going into the caps that they're trying to hold. So that clearly they're trying to hold C and they're trying to hold B cap.
Indeed. And they seem mostly concerned on the 1-2 line with preventing people from coming around that direction.
Because once you get around that, then you get wrapped up, and that's exactly why. So you're right.
Yep. Now, Heed Zhao way over on the 1 line, already looking very, very rough. Looks like he's down to about 25% of his health early. Probably an Ohio salvo, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's my guess, an Ohio slap. Ooh, Summers, Ashkens is in trouble.
So he is. What is he doing this far forward?
I don't know, but he got spotted. He's paying the price for it. He's racing into smoke.
Lost a ton of his HP.
It's just a flesh wound.
Well, it's more than a flesh wound when you can't recover that HP. That's for sure.
It'll grow back. Oh,
PWP
Selman
rotates it.
just got whacked by Paladin Stalingrad there.
Yep. Was it the Stalingrad or the Venezia?
That was Stalingrad.
Okay. We see they've rotated Captain Pikachu's daring into the top end of B. Somebody's radar kind of pushing him off the cap.
Paladin.
I like what Pay to Piper is doing with this Minotaur now. He's basically mirroring Dolphin Prince's Stalingrad position on the north side of B. He's going to do a really good job denying that cap until PWP kind of works an angle to force him out.
Look at folded 1,000 times in the Grozavoy coming out and just taking some pot shots.
Yeah. Well, and Dolphin Princess Stalingrad kind of edging up even farther. You know, I'm not going to lie, Zath. If I'm folded, I'm actually seriously considering just charging the Stalin. Well, no, I missed opportunities now. Stalin's reversing. But, I mean, there was a window there that he could have pulled it off.
Assuming that neither battleship in the backfield can whack him, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm lying a little bit. The daring is right there. The daring's make that difficult. That's true.
Yep.
I forgot about him for a moment.
Speaking of getting whacked, Imperator Denny was forced to make Inky and try to run away, and he's about to discover some Shimakaze torpedoes, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he's fine.
They just ran out. It looks like he's running. It looks as if they're running the 12-kilometer torpedoes as well. Askins' Summers making a very bold play, moving into the bottom end of C.
And then paying the price
getting a little
for it.
reset there. Well, he's got a little bit of a reset from the daring. His smoke must not be available. He's kind of pinned. He's having to play throttle games. This might cost him his ship. Let's see. It does. It does. I like the play, Zath. It forced them to make a decision. They pulled Pikachu back off of B to defend C.
Yep.
It may not have worked out, but I like that's the kind of bold play that we didn't see out of
CAG
earlier, right?
Yep. Salem now, meanwhile, over on the A side of things, he just got thunder slapped hard. And I have a feeling it's coming again. Salem, it's very difficult. You really can't just point your bow at the enemy and expect to not take a lot of damage. So here comes
all right,
Salvo.
we're about to witness the charge of the Light Brigade as the Grozavoy and Peta Piper's Minotaur are about to get in the face of Dolphin Princess Stalingrad. They've realized that this is the play. If they can get this guy off the board, they'll have free reign of B. And by pulling who was that went back to Pikachu? Pikachu going back to C. Yeah, Peta Piper just getting hammered here. Here come the torpedoes. They are going to get the Stalingrad, but it cost them the Minotaur.
Did it?
And the Stalingrad lives. Come on, Groz, get your guns in the game. There it was. There it is. They do remove the Stalingrad. That's a big play they desperately needed to make, but it's going to cost Folded some more HP before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
And when he gets back to C, I'm willing to bet he's going to run into Pikachu. Yep, Pikachu's following him up, trying to get over there. Really bold play here. PWP clinging to a lead again. It's only about, because of their ship kills, only about 40 or 50. Well, it's about 60 points here. So Pikachu starting to work on B. Oh my goodness gracious! Would you look at the Zao torpedoes?
A lot of times you forget that Zao has torpedoes, huh?
Oh, well done from Heed getting beat up early, but making it work here and getting a big kill. That really frees Folded up now. He's kind of firmly into the backfield. If he doesn't get spotted, he can. Oh wow! He's just getting slapped by some.
That's gotta be
How was
Ohio.
he spotted? How was he even spotted? I wonder.
He probably opened up his guns.
Ugh, that was a mistake. Well, let's keep an eye on him. I'd like to think he's smart enough to run south. No, he's running north.
I wouldn't run south either. I'd run north, because if you run south, I mean, you can go into A or something like that, but you're no longer a threat. As long as he stays north, Pikachu's going to have to either choose to deal with him or deal with the map.
Or go to B. That's true. That's true. TNG has given up a ton of health, but for the moment, they cling to a small lead here as we approach the halfway mark of the match.
Yeah, both have one cap, and neither team has decided to go for B. I mean, they've tried, but it's resulted in blood.
If the Minotaur had been able to survive, that would have absolutely kept Pikachu out of B and given them an opportunity. But right now, with the Minotaur dead, it changes the complexion of the middle of the map pretty radically. Now, they have rotated Paladin's Stalingrad around to the inside track of this island, so he's looking right at B. In fact, he might actually be going into B. No, he's slowing down now.
Yeah, he has to slow because Puerto Rico A and the Yamato there has a cross shot
Yes,
on him.
the Yamato's over there, probably covering the gap. Thump him. Puerto Rico just fired.
Yeah, he's firing
taking
at
his shot at
late light.
his counterpart.
Big hit.
Oh, big hit on late light. But the HP gap is down to only about 40,000, Zath. TNG's playing pretty well.
They're looking really good.
They look really good. Like if they can find a way to break into B, and it'll really start to put pressure on PWP.
Now I was talking earlier.
Late light. Oh no, late light. Oh no, late light. Oh no, late light.
Wow.
Oh jeez. Oh, he gave up a ton of health to make that turn.
I was gonna say, you throwing the Grozavoy in the backfield means you can stealth torp on ships, and Ohio, Apex over there actually took at least one.
Right. What's going to happen here? They're going to eventually kill Folded, but he's going to create such chaos. Like they're on the verge of killing the Ohio, which is shocking to me because the last time I checked on him, he had plenty of health.
Exactly. So that allows them to either roll up the side or flip back over to B cap, and them being TNG.
Yeah.
But late light is now getting farmed from Smolensk at maximum range.
Late light's going out. They're about to trade. I think they might trade battleships here. Late light's going out. There he goes. And Apex might be going out in his Ohio here. The Thunderer fire has just whittled him down. Even he's firing HE back at the Thunderer. Shocking. Thunder doesn't get anything out of that salvo. Apex clings to life on about 2,000 HP, and there he goes. So once again, the trades evenly. That retains the small lead in favor of TNG2. Although they are down about 60,000 HP overall.
Look at the Stalingrad brawl happening at B here. Paladin being caught out sideways.
Oh no, Paladin. This could be so bad, but apparently Newbie Dash's guns weren't ready. Paladin getting away with that turn essentially. Oh, I was about to say for free, but he does take some salvos there. Paladin's going to need some help from his teammates. There's nobody else in a position to even threaten Newbie's Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the Venezia shells. Not enough.
Oh!
Oh my goodness! Folded's chaos continues. He kills the Hindenburg. He is eventually going to lose here with the Smolensk and a Daring this close. He's dead. Yeah.
Absolutely. But what chaos did he make, though? He pulled two ships out of the game. Got rid of two others.
Their surviving destroyer is on the B line, Zath.
Yeah.
And now Antonius and Heed are into the A cap. They're able to help Paladin beat up Newbie. Newbie's going to have to start making some very decisions he's not going to enjoy momentarily. What a game this is turning out to be.
Right?
TNG2 giving PWP just the fight of their lives. They're playing so well. I love it.
Oh, Danny's going down.
Danny on 79 HP. The Yamato secondary sealed the deal, but Paladin and Newbie Dash also both looking really rough here in the middle of the fight for B continues. Newbie getting slapped. He goes out. Can Paladin cling to life? I don't think so. The Smolensk has got him locked up. He's going out. What a bloodbath.
Absolutely.
PWP now clings to about a 70-point lead with 5 minutes to play here on Sleeping Giant. So now, Zath, TNG has some very unpleasant decisions to make because this is on them. They're the trailing team. They have to get into B or get a kill. Mm-hmm. Right now, they can't see anything. They have no vision. Their destroyers are all dead, which is something that PWP cannot say. Daring and Smaland still running around doing what they do.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What's their position? Okay. Smaland's on the south side of C. Pikachu is just kind of playing picket here on the north side of B, looking for someone who wants to make sure they have vision as soon as somebody comes out of the... So PWP just playing the waiting game.
Well, that's kind of all they have to do now. And
that's all they have to do now. That's all they need to do.
The thing is, they got TNG surrounded, unfortunately. Took too long to capitalize.
Yep. Antonius Jones, the first target of opportunity. Yami shells going in. Smolensk shells going in as well. Yeah, he takes a little bit of damage, but nothing catastrophic. As the Zhao, Zath, the Zhao is not detected.
Nope.
PWP sees Antonius, they do not see Heed.
Yep, they're sacrificing Antonius to get Zhao into a better position.
And Antonius will die here. The next time the Yamato pulls the trigger, Antonius will be dead.
Here it comes.
Sure, these shells are coming in. Here they come right now, and there it goes. But Heed is the one. But I don't know that the cap matters as much now. They gave up a ship. He dodges the torps. They caught a glimpse of him briefly. They know he's in there. Now he opens. Now they can reset him.
Yep.
Yep, Celemane's got him hard lit from the south anyway. There was no way he could stay dark forever. Yeah, I think TNG made a great game of it, Zath, but I think they're gonna go out. Yeah. Yeah. Just the Thunder is all that's left. What a great battle.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but I just don't see TNG pulling this out.
Man,
Push
Seleman,
Pikachu into B now and accelerate things.
Seleman, if you would have taken those torps, man, oof.
That would have helped. Would have helped a lot. Here comes the Yami shells on a broadside Thunder. Okay, just some pens. Nothing catastrophic. PWP pushed, but they don't bend. They bend, but they don't break here on Sleeping Giant.
What a game, though. I mean, seriously, like
Very much so. What a great game.
TNG2 proving that they have what it takes to be here.
Absolutely. Kudos to them. First of all, for starters, this is their first time in the top 16, right? So kudos to them. And then just after that, like what a match they have. I wish we had been casting that game one. I would have loved to have seen it.
Uh-huh. I think everybody said that.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, congratulations to PWP. They're obviously moving on. All right, back in the lobby here. Let's run a quick refresh and see where we are at. All right, Zath, like you said, 07 moving on. They'll be facing TNG in the top 8. I don't see a Game 2 result from Cuter and RNG yet. That's a little surprising. We'll have to go dig that out. Buenos Noches facing off against FIM. What an epic match that's going to be. Man, what a match that's going to be. KSC advancing, defeating Cute in straight games. As we just watched PWP advance, they will be taking on KSC in a moment. But we're still... Our next match is whoever wins that Cuter RNG match, and we don't know yet. Let me go look up score results here.
That just adds to the anticipation, right?
Well, yeah, but I feel like one of these matches already done 3 games. How are 2 not finished?
Technical difficulties.
Could have had some mulligans or some restarts here.
And our matches were very quick.
Those first 2 games were very, very quick. I'm glad we were able to cast this one. This was an excellent match. All right, so yeah, we're still waiting on Cuter and RNG to finish up. Having a look here. Who would be their room host, I wonder? Let's have a look and see. Just have a go. We'll go have a peek.
Who are you looking for?
Ah, I found it. It's. I'm not even going to attempt to spell it out. Just do a search for CV as the room host, and it should come up.
Right?
There you go. Yep. I'm just going to pop in here and have a look and see. Maybe they're going to a game 3. Maybe Zath. Nope. They're in the middle of game. They're in the middle of a game.
Very descriptive. They're in northern
Well, we don't know.
waters.
I don't know what their map rotation is. Actually, hold on. I knew their map rotation.
I was just gonna say that.
They are
We
in
can
game
look it
3.
up.
This is game 3.
This is
game 3. Yeah, Northern Waters is game 3 for this match. So Cuter obviously won game 2. So we're in a bit of a lull then for this match to wrap up, basically. So I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 90 seconds.
In the meantime, I can talk us through a few things. Some people were asking what's up with the tournament, how does it work, and all that. So we've got our bracket, and you guys can go to, let's see, the tournament site, which I'll post in a link as soon as I can find it. There we go. So basically we've got our bracket. We're working on the playoffs, and this is best of 3 in the round of 16. So we have 16 teams that are currently playing. From that, obviously, we'll have the winners advance and the losers bye-bye. So then we end up with a round of 8. So that's what we're getting ready to jump into. And then from there, we get into the semifinals, where we're down to just 4 remaining teams. And that will be the end of today. And then next weekend, I believe, Raptor, the plan is you and I are doing the finals, right?
That is correct. That is correct. We'll be having the same start time next weekend, basically 3 p.m. Eastern, right back here. Well, not back here, not for me anyway. I'll be on the main World of Wars channel. We both will be, but I think you're probably going to stream your perspective as well. We have some technical things to work on this week, to say the least. So we'll have to work on figuring all that out. But yes, the finals will be next Saturday here on the main World of Warship channel at 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, so lots going on. We're not quite done yet. We've only got 2 sets of matches today here. Our schedule here on NA is a little shorter than the EU schedule for day 3.
I'm okay with this.
I'm actually okay with this as well. We have fewer overall games to play than they do as well, simply because of the different structures between the two.
Right, but I was correct, right? We're doing another match here, so the round of 8, and then we're also doing the quarterfinals today, correct? Or this?
Well, the next round is the quarterfinals.
Right, and then the semifinals.
And then that's it.
Okay.
Quarterfinals, and then we're done for the.
Perfect. Okay.
Quarterfinals, and then we're done, basically. So we have one more match to play. Zath and I will be bringing you 007 versus the winner of Cuter and RNG. Cuter and RNG are playing over on Sona's channel right now. So I may pop over there in a minute once I get this last giveaway kind of update. I'm just finished giving out all the prizes. We'll start another one of those in a little bit. I'm not going to start one right now. I've only got two giveaways worth of codes left, so we'll start running those. We'll run those for the first 2 games as we go forward.
So a couple.
But I think I am.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna pop over and have a quick check of the match over on Sony's channel in a moment. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that. So a couple of things from that last game I want to point out. Some people in the chat are mentioning too. So TNG, unfortunately, throwing away that Minotaur in an attempt to dislodge that Stalingrad cost them dearly, of course. And then Raptor, like you caught that Yamato turning broadside, trying to relocate, paying heavily as well. I think those were the 2 main misplays by TNG. Otherwise, what a solid game, huh?
They played a really, really good game, Zath, and I was a little surprised that the Yamato play, the Minotaur and the Grozavoy play, I think was, first of all, I feel like it was the right play. I feel like they executed it about as well as they could have. I also feel like maybe that the Minotaur should have pulled up a little short, because he died essentially because he was proxy spotted, right? If he stops in that smoke back towards the cap entrance, that little exit between A and B, and he's smoked, then one of those Stalins has to burn a radar to get him. The other thing is that the Minotaur might not have even needed to do that at all, right? The Grozavoy might have been able to handle that on his own.
Right.
We'll never know, of course, but they knew they had to make a play, and I feel like they made the right play.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm looking at Sone's stream here. This game is winding down. Cuter has a lead. It's not an insurmountable lead. RNG has a cap lead, but Cuter has a points lead. We're gonna have to see how this shakes out, but Cuter looks really strong to win this match.
Well, I think the game is over because I've been kicked out of that training room.
Well, then I'd say the game is probably over. Let's have a check.
It is over. It's Cuter versus
It is
007.
Cuter and 07. Okay. All right. Well, we know now the result of that one. So you and I can go look for that training room and get prepped for that game. Cuter and 007. This is going to be a good match, Seth. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, they're all good matches, man.
I'm a little surprised I didn't just keep the training room since Cuter has to host again.
Right. So the questions that my viewers are asking is, why are the rules different for Europe and North America?
No,
right? Because
okay.
they don't do the bans.
Oh, they
but
got.
we
Well,
do.
they'll have to do map picks and everything first.
Yeah, it'll take a minute or two.
Yeah. Okay. So they just have started that process. So we can keep an eye on this. But in a moment, guys, we're gonna be bringing you Cuter. I'll go ahead and get everything set up here. Cuter and 007.
Yep. Did you hear my question, Raptor?
What was your question, sir?
So I asked the people on my chat, like, if there's any questions that they'd like us to talk through. And one of the questions was,
Okay.
Why do different regions of King of the Sea have different rule sets? So, for example, Europe doesn't do the ship bans, but we are, and Asia too, I think, right?
The simple answer is that every region can essentially do whatever they want. Like the only rule when it comes to aligning regional formats is that the regions that are going to play the international cross server events, which for us on NA in this instance, we're playing Asia in 2 weeks. Those two tournaments have to be run under the same rule set in terms of the map rotation and the pick bans and everything, so that the teams that arrived at the international qualifiers went through the same gauntlet essentially to get there in terms of the same rule set. But after that, teams, you can do whatever you want. I mean, the tournament is not. We had a stretch where we were globally aligning the rules and the map pool. This was kind of COT 7, COTS 8 timeframe, and it wasn't a bad thing. But what we found was that there were things that we wanted to try on NA that we weren't able to try, such as ship bans. Okay, the first time we experimented with ship bans was when we ran Fight for the Flagship last August here on NA. And it was very well received. The feedback we got from the teams loved it. The feedback we got from the viewers were that the viewers really liked it because it added an interesting dynamic to how things lined up and how it all kind of came together. So the NA admins for this time around decided they were going to import that ship ban system into the NA rule set. They got the Asia guys to agree with it. So yeah, we want to try this out. And so here we are. Will EU do it? I don't know. Like, I have no way to know. We'll just have to see what they decide they want to do later on. But for the moment, it's working out here, and there you go. All right, so they're doing map bans for this match right now. I can actually read this to you live if you want. Cuter has banned Land of Fire, and 007 has banned Sea of Fortune. So we absolutely will not be seeing those maps. Let's see what happens next. Now we're waiting on Cuter to pick a map and a spawn. They choose Northern Waters as their first map. That will be map 1. They have chosen the northern spawn on that map. So let's have a check here.
Sorry, which map?
Northern Waters is map 1.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay, waiting on 007 to pick map 2, and then the bot will randomly generate map 3. So we'll have all that momentarily. I'm wondering if the room's up. I bet it is. Let's have a check. It is not yet. I'm a little surprised by that, actually.
Well, since we only have this one last set to go, I'm gonna go and fuel up with some water. I'll be right back.
Go for it. I'll be here when you get back. Apparently the bot is having trouble with the map picks right now, but they're working through it.
Fair enough. I have returned. Got my characteristic water for the end of the day. It doesn't look quite as clear as
Yep.
most water you'd expect.
That's right. It's aged water with alcohol in it.
Only the finest.
All right, Zath, we have our map rotation now. Tears of the Desert, and then if we need a game 3, we're going to Sleeping Giant. We've got some folks asking who's covering what. Let me put that up momentarily. Here we go. There is your casting schedule guide. So if you're looking for one of the other quarterfinals matches, right here, you're going to see 007 and Cuter. But if you're looking for any of the other matches, there's the schedule right there. I realize you're 5 minutes behind me, but you'll see it momentarily. It'll be up. It'll be up soon. Trust me, those games haven't started yet either. I wouldn't sweat it too bad. All right, so yes, the CVS will be starting the room momentarily, Zath, so we'll have a room to go to in a little bit. Oh, they're doing ship bands in here already. All right, so Cuter band Stalin. Let's put the band list up here. Cuter band Stalin. 007 band Smolensk and Kleber. And now we're just waiting on Cuter's last band, whatever that happens to be. He's typing now. Kremlin again. Another Kremlin band. Interesting to see people getting rid of that Kremlin. I guess they just don't want to deal with how ridiculously difficult Kremlins are to kill. I mean, I don't blame them. But it is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see it is if you're gonna go for something like that, then you almost want to also ban Yamato. Just, you know what I mean? Like, we talked about that before.
Yeah, I almost, would you rather ban Yamato and Kremlin, or would you rather ban Kremlin and Stalingrad? That's actually kind of a tough call to make.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Teams are used to dealing with Yamatos. Yamato has been in King of the Sea, he's been in the game from day one, right? Like, people know how to deal with Yamatos. I won't say it's not to imply that they don't know how to deal with Kremlins, but Kremlin feels like it's just so much harder to kill, right? It's so much more irritating to kill. Room is up, sir. All right, guys, we'll be headed to this match momentarily. Players are gathering. Give us a few minutes to get all over, and we'll be bringing you Cuter and 007 here in the North American quarterfinals.
Do you know who the host is?
The host is CVS. Do a search for CVS. It'll pop right up.
Thank you, thank you.
No worries. All right, as we get lined up for this, I'm going to get another giveaway running here.
Just want to call somebody out here. Crow Panzer in my chat saying, I'm an EU native, but I find these ship bands so fun. Here I am watching North America. That says it all right there.
Well, I actually my chat that they find the ship bands interesting. I think what I like about it is it enables you to take a team. By the time you get to this level of play, let's say top 16. Most of these teams, there are 11 teams out of the top 16 that were Typhoon level clans, okay, in clan battles, in the last round of clan battles. These teams have seen each other. They know each other. They know what they've liked to play. They know what kind of strategy they like to play. It allows you to reach into your opponent's toolbox and two tools that you know that they like, right, that they lean on, and then see how they adapt. Maybe they adapt well. Maybe they don't. Right. But either way, it allows you to force them to make different decisions than you're used to seeing them make. I think that's brilliant. I love the concept of it.
Absolutely.
And it also rewards you for having knowledge of your opponent, right? Knowledge of how they play, how they like to play, things they like to do. You look at all the teams on NA. We had at least, of course, Gaishu's team. That's Friendship is Magic. Had was, well known on NA for running the was it 4 or 5 Kleber composition in clan battles, right? That strategy, that team composition, and so, coming into this today, you're going to ban Kleber. They know they're going to have Kleber banned against them, right? So they're going to have developed other tools, other strategies in their toolbox. I love that. That's awesome. That's as it should be, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to those of you guys who follow. Thank you very much, World War II Junkie and World War I Junkie. Thank you for the follows. Fuck you, gaming.
All right, we're going to be double streaming this one with Sony and Moto. This will be fun, and then all the teams are here. We're just waiting them to get ready, and then we'll be moving on to Northern Waters.
Thanks for the
Which is
follow.
still my
and
favorite
damn me
intro.
for making
It's still
me
my favorite
swear.
intro movie.
Snorkin, thank you for the follow. The Windcries gifting a sub to Bach. Thank you very much, Windcries. Wattmaster G, thank you
Remember,
for the
guys,
follow.
there's other action happening on other channels. If you
Abba
wanna go-
204,
if you're
thank
looking
you.
for a different match
Mike
to
Barner,
watch,
thank you.
Make sure I pull the right thing up. It should be this one.
Dread
There we
Pirate
go.
Hobbits, thank you.
Don't
And
forget,
Dragon
all the other
Master
quarterfinals
54,
matches
thank you
are
very
being
much.
streamed. Feel free to look around and find the match that you want to watch. We're going to be bringing you Cuter and 007, but if you're interested in something else, I'm not gonna tie you down. Feel free, go find somebody else and enjoy watching that match. This will always be here later on a VOD if you want to come back and watch it again.
I'm tying you down. You got to stay here, guys. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I know. I got to stay here with you because this is what I signed up. This is what we said we were going to do. So, c'est la vie. C'est la vie.
You know, I was watching Europe, and I actually did see a few Klebears in game.
Ah, yes. Yes.
You know what else
Yes,
I
you
saw
did.
that was really surprising to me?
Hmm.
Republique. I saw a couple games of the Republique.
Did you see?
And
Interesting.
then I even saw a Kurfürst in one.
Okay. I did hear about a Kurfürst in one. I didn't actually see it. I was watching Flambas and Stats Bloke as I was cooking breakfast this morning as I was kind of getting ready before I sat down at the PC. And they were streaming a match. I caught some of a match that was TWA and No Cap. And I think No Cap brought a Kurfürst. They also lost that match, so I don't know that it mattered.
Well,
but it was interesting to watch.
yeah, and I guess that to me that's the one disappointment of the season of King of the Sea so far is we're watching the same battleships over and over again, right? We're seeing Yamato,
Yep.
we're seeing Kremlin,
Yep.
we're seeing
Kremlin.
some Ohio, some
You're seeing a fair chunk of Ohio, which I'm sure makes Tedster super happy. He loves that ship.
I was just gonna comment about that.
I know. What are you ready to go?
Zath is ready, yes.
I'm just letting them know that we're ready whenever they want to turn things loose. All right.
Also-
Looks like we're about to drop, so I'm going to go ahead and launch this video. Guys, we'll see you on the map.
In the southern Arctic Ocean lies an archipelago of Caledonian granite. Frigid and foreboding, these frozen rocks and sparse fauna will shortly become unwilling witnesses to the rigors of naval combat. This is Northern Waters. Northern Waters is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The Alpha cap is on the left, Bravo is in the center, and Charlie is on the right. Capture Area Alpha is isolated from the map center by 2 large islands along the eastern edge. These islands provide limited cover for radar cruisers who may want to deploy nearby, while a narrow channel connects the cap to the middle of the map. In the center, Cap Bravo contains hard cover in the center for intrepid destroyer captains hoping to secure control. Just like the Alpha Cap though, there are islands along the eastern edge that provide at least some cover for radar cruisers to defend from. The scattered islands in and around Cap Charlie create challenges on both offense and defense. Not only do they constrict the movement of battleships in the area, they provide places for lighter units to take shelter behind and launch ambushes from. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Northern Waters.
And I'm coming out of the video now.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we go. And does anybody have any iron? I need some iron here.
Do you really? Because
Yes.
it looks like your team brought all the iron they could. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have brought more. Well, no, Kremlin was banned, wasn't it? I was going to say they could have brought more, but they got Kremlin banned.
Oh my God, guys! So Cuter over here. We've got Ohio and Yamato. So a little confusion there about which nation, but Moskva after that. So, yeah.
Big giant wall of Moskvas. Iron Curtain before Zath, but you and I have not cast it yet this event, so this will be interesting to say the least. 007 opting for a more traditional composition. double Shimakaze and Summers to go with their own pair of Moskvas, a Venezia, Hindenburg, and double Yamato. Now, Zath, you and I have covered the Iron Curtain before. We've played against the Iron Curtain in clan battles. Talk to me then about how this game will unfold, because you and I know the story, but let's make sure that folks at home understand what they're about to watch.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see both sides really doing it. More cuter than 07 because 07 brought destroyers, but basically the Wall of Stalin works where you just spread out your ships about one grid square apart, and you can see that happening now at cuter. And then when you say go, everybody pushes at the same pace. And that's not full speed. That's usually like a quarter to a half speed. And the idea is, over time, you just overwhelm with your position, with your angles, and with your health point pool. Take a look at the difference in hit points, guys. Over almost 160,000 hit point difference. To put that in perspective, a Moskva is 65,000 hit points. So we're talking about 2.5 heavy cruisers worth of hit points on Cuter's side.
Indeed we are. As you can see, the wall is starting to line up here. We got Invo's Moskva way over in the 10 line. On the far end, on the 1 line, that's Shrift's Moskva just about to enter their respective squares. Now, one thing that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, Zaf. We know the Summers torpedoes are what, 15 kilometers?
Yes, 16 and a
out
half.
Here. Okay, 16 and a half. All right. But we know that 007 was running 20-kilometer Shimakaze torpedoes. That's going to allow their Shimakazes, yes, that's going to allow their Shimakazes to play a little farther out in front of these Moskva radars than they might otherwise be able to. And that could make a big difference.
Now, you're absolutely right. And the big thing about when you have the Stalin wall here is basically you cannot allow the ships on your team to get focused out. As soon as one ship goes in that Stalin wall, everything starts to crumble. So rotating your ships is going to be key. Cuter has Admiral PNG at the front right now with the Ohio. He's going to start getting focused and farmed, and he's going to have to kind of back up and kind of rotate himself out and let Destroyer Ayanami and Congo Pride take over and start getting hits. Yeah. That's the key to this.
The other thing you're going to see, and we see it already because the destroyers, right? They're going to give up total board control early on. And there you see it now with, we're not even to the 5-minute mark, and they're almost 200 points down. That is to be expected. The Iron Curtain will give up complete control of every cap for a time. But as the wall advances, as the curtain descends, they will slowly, inexorably begin to make inroads into the cap circles as well.
Yes. And remember that these destroyers don't have heals, whereas all of the cuter ships have heals.
Every single cuter ship has a heal, and they start off, as Zath mentioned earlier, with a 50,000 hit point advantage.
And that's kind of a big deal, because Julius Caesar already is down a quarter of his hit points, and it's about to get more as Invo
they're
now
going to radar him
radars.
again. What surprises me is that he's allowed himself to get caught by radar at all, because with his 20-kilometer torps, he doesn't have to allow it. But it's happened nonetheless.
Right.
On the other end of the board, we see Admiral PNG's Ohio already into the A cap. Kind of those points have stopped. That'll start flipping over. The other two caps continuing to tick. 00 moving out to nearly a 300-point lead with only 5.5 minutes gone. But we know that that's going to change eventually.
Now, one other key component of this composition, and the reason why it's so important that you understand how the Stalin wall works, is because with these Moskvas spread out the way they are, they can cover each other with radar, which prevents a Shimakaze or other destroyer to get on the flank and send those juicy torpedoes in.
Ooh.
Speaking of which,
Moskva, Cuter's got at least one ship already under a tremendous amount of threat. I am Oyman over here down under 3,000 HP.
Yeah.
For Cuter to lose a Moskva this quickly would be very, very, very bad for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Lots of shells coming in on him now. Venezia shells, Moskva shells from across the map. Here come Yamato shells. This might be it, Zath.
Yep.
And it is.
So now what happens is that wall starts to crumble a little bit on this side.
You're missing a link. You're missing a link in the chain link fence.
Exactly. So what I was commenting on earlier about the destroyer thing is that all these, even though they're 20-kilometer torpedoes, They're almost all fired at bow on targets, which makes it really easy to be dodged.
Yes. I think honestly, Zath, I think that MCAT's Venezia over here on the 10 line was probably at least significantly responsible for the amount of damage they got into that. And it looks like, is Invo going to take a torp? He is going to take one of midships, take a Venezia torp of midships. So now with one link in the chain exposed, if I'm 007, I'm really looking at the C cap as the place where I'm going to try and put some pressure on these guys over here. And you can see that they've rotated the team away from B completely. You've got one unit over here. This is Moskva, Yamato, Shimakaze, and Venezia working the C cap, trying to hold the line over there, as the rest of the team is over in the southwestern corner of the map, holding out against Double Moskva and Ohio.
Right. Now look at Desert Rat over here.
Yeah,
he's at
looking
1,000,
pretty rough.
10,000. He's doing okay, but Hindenburg and Venezia, we've commented before, are really good anti-Moskva ships.
They really are. Venezia getting full pins through the deck with her SAP. Hindenburg able to do the same thing with the HE shells. Desert looking like he's going to run all the way back to the J line. He doesn't have much of a choice. Now, the other thing that they've done that I like, Zath, they've pulled the Summers back over here. Now they're actually getting better cross-torping angles on these Moskvas.
Yes.
They haven't, I don't know that they've landed any yet, but they're going to start forcing them to make really bad decisions, because sooner or later the torpedo soup is going to catch somebody. It's simply a matter of time.
Right. And you can see, I'm looking at the whole group here. They've all hit about the same part in the grid squares here. They're all at the E line, with the exception of a couple ships that are on the F line now.
Yep.
And you can see what happens. 07 is basically choked off the map. And they have to push back, because now they lose in 5 minutes.
Yep. 007 now, sorry, Cuter now with complete control of all the caps. We knew this was going to happen. We talked about it earlier. Although they are getting close to taking Shroff's Moskva off the board over here on the 2 line, well, the 1 line, really.
And Desert Rat's about to go down.
Yeah, that would be it. That's points that those guys cannot afford to give up. They have to keep Desert on the board.
It's worth noting, right now, there's almost a 2 times disparity in hit points between the two teams.
It's pretty significant. A single shell will kill Desert, and I think here it comes. No, the Ohio missed.
Nope. Desert pulled the brake.
He did indeed. More shells coming in, but those are going onto Yomji's Yamato. Shruff now on about 6,000 HP as Eagle lances Shimakaze getting picked up by radar. He hasn't really taken any damage, but up to this point in the game, but he certainly has now.
Yep.
The cap advantage starting to wear down that significant lead that 007 had built for themselves. See them now, they're really hitting Invo hard over here on the 10 line. I really think they're going to get him at some point, Zath.
Oh, it's a matter of time for him, absolutely.
But they've just got to keep the pressure on. Those 20-kilometer torps continuing to roll in.
If Invo is
Desert
able to stay hidden, he should be okay. Never mind.
694 HP for Invo. That's the only thing keeping them from a 2-ship lead for 007, but there we have our lead change, about halfway mark of the match. As we have our first lead change, Cuter moving out to a lead as the Venezia. Oh, Invo gets a heal off and dodges the shells.
Yep.
He's got more torpedoes coming in. I think the Shima's finally going to get him. He is, Zap.
Oh yeah, he dodged right into those.
Dodged right into them. The lead flips back to 007 as now they finally have a hole in the wall.
It's okay, they still have 150,000 more hit points.
I know, but it'll require them to push into Kagakai, Ni's, Yamato. Now they can finally do that. No one on the 9 or 10 line to keep them out.
Yeah, if I'm Cuter, at this point I'm probably trying to rotate somebody, although this map it's really hard to do that. I'm probably putting Kashima farther on the flank, but he's not moving really.
It is definitely a challenge to rotate people through the middle of this map because defined corridors they have to go through. Lead flips back again, of course, on the strength of the Cuter's cap advantage here. Julius Caesar will be the first person up here to really start trying to dislodge Kaga from this position. His Shimakaze is going to be key in trying to recapture the C cap for 007, but time is ticking away. They're going to have to do something. They've got jumping up on 2 minutes.
Yep. Shroff is trying desperately to go hidden, but Eagle Lance is gonna prevent that from happening.
Eagle's doing a brilliant job of spotting for his team. Desert Rat, who was once on 600 HP, now back up to 18,000 as he clings the edge of the map here, trying to dump HE shells onto Shreff's deck.
The inability to get that kill is probably what's going to cost this game for Cuter.
It is very possible. That's the thing about the Moskva composition, though, right? Like, you give up a lot of spotting. You're utterly reliant on the radar.
Mm-hmm.
90 seconds on the clock. The pressure's on. 007 having to make something. They at least have to get into the C cap and try and stop the bleeding.
And keep in mind, this is despite
Julius
losing
Caesar
2
has pulled
ships.
up. Yeah, they're 2 ships up, but they're still at a health disadvantage over 100,000. The destroyer torpedoes have not really done the work that they needed them to, and that's not surprising. That's a testament to Cuter's skill with this team composition.
Clearly, they know this comp well. They've executed it well.
They've executed it just about flawlessly, Zath.
Yep. So on my stream, we've been listening to music, and as soon as I saw this, I added the Russian national anthem, the Moskva song, and then the Soviet national anthem with like ear rape super bass, like oh my god, it's been a meme. It's great.
30 seconds. Okay, now Julius is now into C. He's touching C. That extends the clock. No, he left the cap. 25 seconds then. He must be radar. That pushes him off the cap. They got to get a kill in 20 seconds, Zaf.
Yep, well,
it's not going to happen.
There's torpedoes coming for Kaga.
I say that, but look at Destroyer Ayanami. Look at Destroyer Ayanami, 1,600 HP. They could get him. They bagged CVs. Where was he? I missed him completely.
In the middle. He was at
Amatos.
He was trying
gosh.
To,
what a shot from Desert Fox. And if they bag Ayanami, that would be huge. Ayanami's on 600 HP. He's going out. Oh, no. He's
healing up. Julius Caesar at 600 hit points. They want him bad.
Oh, my goodness, Saf. This is coming down to the wire.
18 seconds now.
Ayanami.
Congo goes down.
They back Congo. Oh, my goodness. Cuter executing this flawlessly, but it's all coming apart with literally seconds in the match. Twice now they've been under. There he goes. There goes Ayanami. That's real breathing room now for 00. That pushes the timer back to a full minute at least.
Yep, and 00 finally has a HP advantage for the first time this game.
Well, they're up. They're up 5 ships. G36 is about to step onto B. That's going to stop some of the bleeding. There we go. That it lengthens the timer. They're about to shove MCAT into C. That will lengthen the timer yet again. And there it goes. All right, they now have nearly 2 minutes to make up some ground here. They're going to be able to bag B. Like, that's going to happen. I just don't think that... I don't think... Well, no, Cuter is radaring G36. No, or they took a pot shot. I'm not sure. Okay, G36 has hard cover now.
People commenting on my video, this looks like a random battle.
Well, no, that's the
I disagree.
Like, you couldn't execute this strategy in a random battle.
No
you
way.
don't have nearly the coordination you need.
But the speed at which everything is falling apart, which they haven't caught up to yet, but they will.
That's fair.
That's very random battle-ish.
Admiral
you're not
going
wrong.
down. That's fair.
Admiral's the next target.
If Admiral PNG goes, gosh, Zaf, there he goes.
What we said at the beginning.
007, and now the timer flips. All 007 now has to do is stop dying. That's it.
That's GG's.
They've successfully defeated the Iron Curtain as long as they don't die.
And that's,
I know it's not that. That sounds easy, but it ain't.
No.
It's not that simple.
No, but I mean, like Julius Caesar is 600 hit points. There's
yeah,
no
but
radar
there's nothing
threat.
left. There's nothing left over that. Well, the Moskva can radar him, but I think he's out of range.
That's what I'm getting at. There's no radar threat for him. So
yeah,
like,
they'll never spot him again unless he screws up.
I'm sure in chat right now, we can't see chat, but I'm sure there's GG's flowing because That's it. Like you can't come back from this if you're cuter.
Yeah, you've got your 6 ships down. You literally were within seconds on multiple occasions. That's how razor thin this was. Kaga takes a flood from a Shimakaze torp in the bow. Looks like that one's going to stick for a bit. As now, they're finally onto A as well. And all cuter point games cease. When they kill Kaga, that should be the game. Or a little bit, we're close enough to it anyway. And there it goes.
There he goes.
16 seconds on the timer. Cuter needs to bag a quick kill to stay in the game, and they don't do it. Wow, Zaf.
I got my death pick.
That was That was unreal. What an amazingly well-played game from 007. To defeat the wall of the Iron Curtain. I mean, it's not that easy. Oh, what is this? Hang on a minute. There. Stupid overlay. Not that easy. And, you know, they went to the wire, right? They were within seconds of losing twice. Literally within seconds of losing twice.
Yeah.
So well played by both teams. Cuter executed that flawlessly, and 07 just barely by the skin of their teeth out clinging to it and outplaying them. I'll tell you, they're missing out on that kill on Desert Fox was huge. Those points alone would have guaranteed that they won.
Oh, absolutely.
What a game. That's gonna be tough to top. That's gonna be tough to top, Zaf. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
They'll find a way. Life finds a way, man.
I hope so. I hope so, because that was a privilege.
I need to reach for my whiskey.
You do that. I'm gonna take a quick. I'm gonna roll a quick word from our sponsors here while I go and do some giveaways.
Well, guys, you got to. What I love about this is you were able to see that Wall of Stalingrad composition, and not only were you able to see it in King of the Sea now at a 9v9, but you can imagine what it looks like in clan battles at a 7v7 with 1 battleship and 6 Moskvas instead. And I would say that you know, this is what we run into in clan battles as well. It's a tried and true composition, and to be blatantly obvious, I'm very surprised that 007 didn't ban Moskva and Stalingrad, knowing that Cuter has advanced this far using pretty much only the Stalingrad or the Wall of Stalin, the Moskva composition.
Are you sure about that? Have they advanced? I thought surely these guys have got more tools in their toolbox. Just the Wall of
I'm
Stalin.
sure they have, but I know I was reading.
I know they used it in the group play yesterday because I heard people talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so even if they didn't use it in all their games, it's been mentioned enough that I would think that they would have just said, okay, this is what we're expecting to see, you know, which clearly they did plan accordingly. They brought the Venezia, they brought the Hindenburg, and they brought the 20-kilometer Shimas. Like, they knew what they were coming into, and they allowed it to happen anyway, which says something too, right?
I don't know that you really necessarily allow that to happen. You can't really stop it if it's executed correctly. All you can do is hold your own, and again, you go back and look. 007 didn't lose a ship. That's staggering, Zaf. They started upside down 160,000 hit points and didn't lose a ship.
Right. This is one of those games. Remember, guys, we're 5 minutes delayed, so this is one of those games where I'm actually going back and I'm watching this game unfold now, because now they've just lost all those ships, and all of a sudden it's changed. And I'm watching the reactions in chat, and it's spicy. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. This will be a fun one to watch later.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let me have a check out the training room. Teams are just about ready again. Codes. We're going to mark this giveaway as done. I've got one more giveaway, and then we're going to be done with all the codes. That'll be good. So if we go to game 3, I don't have to fool with it anymore. That'll be.
There you go. I'm giving mine out at the end of each of the blocks of 3, so that way people don't have to look at it.
I really want to go to a game 3. I really want game 3.
Oh, you better believe I want that too.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. let's have a quick check of other results that have come in while we've been sitting here. 07 going up on TNG by 1 game. We just watched 007 claim game 1 here. I don't see a game report yet from PWP versus KSC or from FIM versus Buenos Noches. Let me go check the score reporting channels just in case.
Which is interesting because the game we just watched was quite lengthy. It wasn't the full 20 minutes, but it was up there.
It went almost its time. Yep, just let them know. All right, guys, I'm pretty sure we're going to be dropping again very shortly. So, yeah, we're going to get this done. Let me go back to... And we're dropping. So, guys, we'll see you on Tears of the Desert.
Off the North African coast, an arid expanse of the Mediterranean Sea plays host to opposing forces as they battle it out for control of the seas. Amongst these sun-blasted islands, where enemy fire isn't the only bad way to die, only one team will triumph. This is Tears of the Desert. Tears of the Desert is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from northwest to southeast. The A cap is in the top left, B is in the center, and C is in the bottom right. Capture Area A has enough island cover nearby for teams to sneak in a radar cruiser and cover the capture zone, though it's common to see ships attempting to flank the cap by sailing into the northwestern corner of the map. In the center, Cap B has superb island cover near the center that allows destroyers to contest the area from behind shelter. Landing shells on ships in this position is challenging until teams are able to push forces into the corners of the map. Cap C is similar to Cap A. There is cover nearby for cruisers who want to defend, but very little cover within the cap itself. The picket line of islands that separate B and C make pushing in force from one cap to the other very challenging. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Tears of the Desert.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of the North Finals match. Cuter and 007 here as we enter Tears of the Desert. Cuter making some significant lineup changes, as you might suspect, following the results of their last game. sticking with Ohio and Yamato, that seemed to work for them. But going now with Des Moines, double Des Moines, Hindenburg, Venezia, Moskva, Daring, and Shimakaze.
Over on the 007 side, we've got double Yamato, double Salem, Yoshino, Moskva, Summers, Daring, and 20-kilometer Shimakaze comes back. Oh, wait. Wow.
Now, we watched 007 play this map earlier. They're doing the exact same thing they did with Eagle Lance early. Cuter apparently also paid attention and watched that game, or they've got their own strategy because they're shoving Shreff's Des Moines into the opposite side of that island. They put a little bit of damage into Eagle, but they radared Eagle. They knew he was in there, and now they're going to, both teams apparently going to sit there and hold down B. And as we've noted before, talking about Tears of the Desert, the north side of that island has much better hard cover than the south.
Oh, absolutely. Do you know the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing twice and expecting a different result? I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
Oh!
007 played this map about as well as they could last time, but the Cuter is a more experienced team than CAG was. So we'll see how they react.
And the difference was that Cuter has thrown a cruiser in to contest B, whereas CAG just gave it to him. Eagle taking a big hit now. Oh, Shreff taking
Eagle
a big
hit. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, Shreff backed up a little too far there and got punished by the Yamato for his trouble.
Critical taking a torpedo hit.
Whoa, Eagle just getting drilled by the Venezia.
It's just a bloody opening to the game.
This is what I'm talking about, right? Like that position on the south side of that island from long range They can absolutely get shells over whatever cover you think you have and make you pay for it. That's exactly what's happening to Eagle. Invo's Venezia is just chilling and just wrecking him. Cuter picks up A very quickly. They also picked up C, which is now simply contested, as I'm sure 007 has dropped somebody in there. Oh, Eagle with another. Oh, Eagle's just getting wrecked. He can't
absolutely.
stay there. They're just going to farm him out.
Here it comes.
I'm just waiting for this next salvo. They're trying to predict where he is. Looks like the Venezia missed this one. Yep. Lots of splashes, but they're just going to keep hitting. He's proxy spotted.
Mm-hmm.
He's permanently lit because the Des Moines is on the other side of the island from him.
And Invo is using that smoke so he can fire without being detected. Oh! Critical detected now.
Critical was getting slapped earlier. Where is he at? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's also very low very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
07 with a destroyer advantage, but two of their destroyers getting beat up very, very fast here on Tears of the Dark. Cuter working a 2-cap advantage now with we get close to almost the 5-minute mark of the match. This game progressing much more quickly in terms of damage than the last one.
Well, Wall of Stalin takes time to set up.
It does.
Just, slap happy fight does not.
Moscow Radar going up at A, picking out Julius Seizure as both Schreff and Oyman, and who is this in the smoke? That's Congo's Daring. Drive him away from the cap. Congo now changes his fire, starts taking pot shots at Eagle. If I'm Eagle, I am just not comfortable with this board position.
Schriff taking a hit again.
Yeah, he did. He was up to about...
either.
No, he was up to... Schriff was up to about 18,000 after his last heal, but sooner or later, if he peeks out too far, they're going to slap him again. Yeah. Eagle is still spotted, still hard lit. I'm just waiting for the Venezia to take another pot shot at him, but it hasn't happened in a while.
I think Invo is busy trying to dodge torpedoes and not get shot at. It's
Very possible.
I think it's very smart of him. He's also, I think, waiting for that Summers to get detected by Kashima again.
You mean, in other words, he's looking for that summer shot? Let's check his turrets. Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly what he's looking for. He knows how low that Summers is. He knows one salvo would probably be enough.
Right. I think Info's going to wait until his smoke is available again for shots on Eagle Lance, because then he's not detected.
Now Schruff is in a rough spot because Desert Rat Salem is now in a position where to the north he can be farmed mercilessly out.
Yep, they allowed the north team allowed the southern team to get to that island again.
Indeed. So now the counter spotting working both ways, working against Schruff as well as Eagle Lance here on this island in the B cap.
Admiral PNG just took some big torpedo hits.
Don't see him exactly. Oh, he's the
He's in
Ohio up
A.
north, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the
there
Ohio
he
in
is. I see
A.
him now. I'm a little surprised to see him this far forward in the cap. When you have a lead like this, why would you... I don't know about this. Why would you do this to yourself?
I think he's trying to... I think he wants to get Salem, the Desert Rat, out of here, but I just don't think he can now.
He's missed that opportunity now. They are trying to put shells in on Desert, but none of them seeming to do a whole lot. Nothing really landing home. Schruff playing really good games with his engines and his radar to significant damage. Megazow's Moskva might be going out here.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out, Zaf.
I'm watching.
Under a lot of hate up here.
There it goes.
There he goes. First kill of the game going to Cuter. That must be why they moved PNG forward, was to push him back or something like that.
Remember that Hindenburg penetrates 50 millimeters of armor, so it just chews through Moskvas.
Yep. Exactly. Moskva tastes delicious. It's Moskva. It's what's for dinner. Cuter definitely in the driver's seat now, up a ship, up nearly 400 points on the strength of their cap advantage.
I just want
Again,
you guys...
B is just a giant stalemate. Go ahead.
I just want you guys watching to just appreciate the level of fire that's happening right now. It's both Eagle and Shrew from A. Both sides have taken opposite positions on the islands, and both sides are trying to shoot each other, which is hilarious to watch.
Yep. Yep.
Meanwhile, PNG goes down. Surprise.
They do finally bag PNG. I'm not shocked at that. They traded their battleship for a Moskva. They may come to regret that decision, but for the moment, it seems to be working out. What's interesting, Zath, is also because Ayanami's Des Moines is on the opposite side of that island from Desert, and he's taking shots at Eagle as well. I'm actually surprised that Eagle hasn't taken more Venezia salvos.
Yeah, they're coming.
Now he's taking some.
Yes, exactly.
Invo just fired one.
Nice hit.
Decent hit there. Does put a little bit of damage into Eagle. Eagle very exposed now. It's probably about as far south as he's been in a while.
Now remember, as soon as one team kills the opposite team member, then the person on their team is safe at B. So if Cuter is able to kill Eagle Lance, then Shruff is safe because he's no longer hard spotted by proximity. And the same is the opposite same for
the same is true in reverse.
Yes.
Yep. The exact same is true in reverse. Eagle Lance doing a brilliant job playing around with his throttle to dodge all of these Des Moines shells, all of these Venezia shells. There he goes. There he goes. He finally guesses wrong. The Venezia, that's Invo's Venezia, bags a critical kill at B. That's going to allow Cuter to start ticking up that cap.
Let's take a moment to take in that shot that he had there. I mean, that's an incredible shot from that long range, just sieging right over that flat part of the island.
Yeah, but spotter playing Venezia, so good. So good.
Yep.
Halfway mark of the match passes. Cuter still in the driver's seat, up almost 500 points and a ship here on Tears of the Desert.
Now, look
For
at
them,
this.
this is win and move on.
We've got CVs coming in. Now, this is the Hindenburg play we wanted to see in the CAG game earlier.
It looks like they're going to try and push Desert right out of position. If he
Congo's
stays where he is,
early.
he's dead. If he moves, he's dead. He kind of choice.
Yeah, Congo is a little bit early on the maneuver here, but that's okay.
I'm inclined to agree.
This is great though. Desert Rat has guns pointed aft, and now Congo appears right in front of him, and he says, "Oh crap."
Yep. Desert Rat just getting triple teamed here.
Oh yeah, he's getting RoboCopped hard.
Yep.
Congo's even stopping. He's like, "Yeah, whatever."
If he's not careful, the Hindenburg torps might get him. But they do manage to finally dislodge Desert Rat up at A. That really puts them. I mean, if they were already they're up 600 points now, Zath.
We're going to game
Is there
3,
a path?
baby.
Yeah, I think so, Zath. To me, Cuter looks like they have this one in the bag. They've owned this map from the moment they spawned into it. It seems they've given up C, but they don't need it anymore. When you have this kind of a lead, you just let them have it and get on with your life. Protect your ships.
I feel like they owned it the moment they killed that Moskva that was sitting on A. As soon as that happened, that enabled Cuter to set up to take out that Salem, and then it's all unfolding from there.
That's true.
Now, granted,
That's true. Well, go ahead.
Granted that the daring Eagle Lance also going down certainly helps Cuter, but that was only a matter of time as soon as that Moskva went down and these guys pushed through A.
What I love about this, not only this team composition, but the way it was executed, was it was clear from the moment that they came in that they knew they were going to have to deal with the destroyer at B, and they had a plan for it, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Yep. Julius Caesar taking a torpedo.
Yeah, I saw him take a big hit a minute ago. Now the Hindenburg trying to bow tank a Yamato.
Yeah, that's not going to work well.
That won't work. So, I mean, you're getting narrow. You're making yourself small. He's also got Shimakaze torps coming in. I hope he has his Hydro ready.
Yep, minigame.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's
engaged.
his stern, not his bow. Apologies. Well, no, he got his rudder around. He's going to be fine. Maybe? Eek. He's got it.
Until the
Here come the
Yamato
Yami shells. Oh, the Yamato shells hurt really bad.
Congo
he might be able to
drawing
get
the
hard
smoke
cover.
curtain.
Yeah, I think he might be able to get hard cover before. Nope, they just lit him on fire again. Oh, he
Now
put it out.
PCP. Congo's
60
just
seconds
like,
on the timer.
leave my buddy
Congo with
alone.
That's right. Congo with the champ smoke, but the smoke doesn't extend quite far enough.
And now he's shooting to get himself shot at
Oh, yeah.
instead.
Well, He's going out right here, but he's going to do some damage on his way out the door. They're going to get... It's going to call... I mean, they're going to get... They got the Yamato, but they're going to lose Desert Fox. It's going to happen. There he goes.
Yep.
Less than 60 seconds on the timer to Cuter forcing a game 3 here.
Yeah, boy.
This has been a privilege, Seth. This has been a brilliant match.
It's been wonderful, man. And I get to hang out with you doing it too. That's even better.
Aww.
Young Sandwich is about to take a torpedo. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Congo assassinates the Shimakaze, and it's all
assassination.
That's right. Cuter claiming game 2 here. Gotta get everything updated before I hit the buttons now. All right, I think I got it.
Oh, yeah.
No, of course I didn't. There we go. Sheesh. So many buttons to push. All right, well, back to the lobby and on to game 3, Zach. I'm gonna go do my. I'm gonna run a quick word from our sponsors as I go finish up my last giveaway,
There you go.
I will be back momentarily. I mean, I'll be here to chat or whatever, but I'm gonna.
Yeah,
do
big
that
shout
real
out to
quick.
Puddin, who's arrived and he's taking care of giveaways for me. Big thank you, Puddin. That was an incredible game, and I'm glad that Moto and Sone were here as well, because I'd almost love to see like how they took that game. But
yeah, I'd love to see their views and their camera perspectives as well. That was that was a fun watch.
And what I love about it is that, you know, both sides, I mean, in both games, both teams looked like they were going to win this, and to be able to come out of this and say, it's essentially, no, we're doing it this way, right? Like we're gonna get back here and we're gonna take this game and we're gonna force a game 3. I mean, that's what we thrive for. Raptor?
Yes, sir.
Your buddies Buenos Noches got 2-0 defeated by friends, by FIM, Gaishu's team.
That is unfortunate, but not wholly anticipated. I mean, Gaishu's and his crew are like one of the best clans probably in the game. Like, I'm not even talking about just the server. I'm talking about globally.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I just took a drink in honor of Buenos Noches on that one.
It makes me sad to see them get to the top 8 again and still not get out of the top 8, because they're such a good team and they're such a good group of guys.
You know what? They're gonna get there.
They are eventually.
They're gonna keep.
They
going.
are eventually.
They're gonna keep going. I'm gonna say they had a bad draw this round, because there's 2 teams that you just don't want to draw when you do King of the Sea. 07 is one, for obvious reasons. They just keep freaking winning. And then Gaishu's team is another. PWP is also one of those that you probably don't want to draw. So it's like when you're playing, you're sitting there, you're crossing your fingers, and you're just hoping that you won't draw one of these teams. And, you know, and that's a testament to these teams and the I guess you could say the reputation that they have at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that you can't win against them. I mean, 07's fallen in previous seasons of King of the Sea. So, and PWP fell too. So, I mean, like, I just, you know, but still, there's that psychological effect of saying, oh crap, we got these guys.
Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at what has been happening in the other parts of the bracket. Of course, Zath mentioning FIM knocking off Buenos Noches 2-0. PWP up a game on KSC. We just watched Cuter tie things up here with 007, and that leaves just 07 and TNG. Don't see a game 2 result for them just yet. Let's go check the score reporting channel. Maybe I'm just missing it. PWP and KSC are also going to game 3.
Oh, that's great. We just dropped.
Oh, crap.
A colossal battle between opposing fleets will soon unfold here amongst the waters of the East China Sea. The residents of these islands will shortly bear witness to the thunder and flash of combat. and only one team will sail away victorious. This is Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Cap A on the left, or the Thunderdome, is fraught with danger. With only 2 ways in and hard cover nearly all the way around, it's easy for ships to get trapped inside the cap without support. Stealthy destroyers can sometimes sneak away, but it's much more difficult for other ships. In the center, Capture Area B is just as perilous. Completely open with plenty of spaces for radar cruisers to hide nearby without being spotted, it's commonly left uncaptured until the mid and late game. Cap C on the right is riddled with islands that provide plenty of cover for destroyers to slip in and pick up the cap, unless enemy ships are able to get better firing angles into the cap from the center or along the 10 line. "18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. General quarters, captains, it's time to play Sleeping Giant."
General quarters, everyone. General quarters. All hands to battle stations. Or,
Welcome to Sleeping Giant.
if you're familiar with Battlestar Galactica, action stations. Action stations.
Action
Second edition 1
stations.
throughout the
That's
ship.
right. That's exactly right.
Oh boy, guys. Game 3, here we go. Cuter versus 007. 007 bringing double Yamato. Interesting. Venezia. Yoshino triple Moskva. Shimakaze with, again, 20-kilometer torpedoes. And Grozovoy.
Grozovoy. It's the second time we've seen a Grozovoy on this map today.
Yeah, but this time it's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Cuter on the south spawn opting for a triple destroyer setup. See Ohio and Yamato, that's been standard. Des Moines, Hindenburg, Venezia, and Moskva. They've put Congo in a Summers this time instead of a Daring from last game. Shimakaze and Zaf.
Yes.
Our first Khabarovsk.
Oh my god, yes!
Oh,
Yes!
yeah, baby.
You know how much I love that ship.
Who was it yesterday? Somebody called it a budget clever?
Yes.
It was like budget clever. Okay. There we go. Budget clever.
Critical was aiming to go into A. He decided to pull an audible and not go. After Maverick, I think, was popping his radar, and I think they discovered at least the Des Moines there. And Critical realized that's not safe to go that position there. Maverick taking the same spot we saw PWP taking the Stalingrad position there, and then also Eagle Lance taking the same PWP spot with the Stalingrad as well. Mega's out taking a few hits. That's okay. He'll heal it back. Just a flesh wound.
Ayanami opting for that spot that we saw Piper's Minotaur in early in the match we cast earlier, as Khabarovsk rounds the corner and he's into A already.
I mean, Speedy Boy is Speedy Boy.
Speedy Boy is Speedy Boy.
Desert Rat using the radar. They know the Kaaba is in A. Now the question is, how do they deal with this?
I mean, they can't do anything about it. Nobody has shots,
Not yet.
probably. Seems likely. They do sniff out Congo Pride Summers way over here on the 2 line with that radar. Kind of accidentally, but it works. Cuter looks like they're going to bag A very quickly as the Moskva and...
Look at Critical. Critical is going to take a torp, maybe? Maybe? Oh! What a dodge.
Seems okay.
Summer's torpedoes are slow.
They are fairly slow. There's just a lot of them, and they reload decently quickly.
Right.
Critical's dumping some torpedoes into A as he spots the Khabarovs now. They spot each other. Critical drawing some fire now as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if Desert Rat had his Hydro up. Not only to spot the Kava, but also for the torps.
He has to see. It's possible. He has to smoke. Critical smoke's trying to get out of there. He's taking a lot of damage.
Half health. Eagle
Both
Lance
the
also
Summers
at half.
and both the Summers and the Kaba beating him up. Where is Eagle? Oh yeah, okay, I got him over here north of A or C. Excuse me. He radars trying to sniff out Kashima in the cap. He does so. Doesn't look like he has shots on Kashima. He's taking his shots on Admiral PNG in the back. Kashima looking strong. Nope, he had to leave the cap. I was going to say he's looking strong to bag the cap, but he ran out.
Yep.
007 working on a pretty solid little health advantage right here. It feels like they've traded better early than
Prue.
Cuter has. Although I will say that they have a couple of ships that are decently beat up, notably Eagle Lance, and then of course again Critical's Grozovoy over here on the one line. I'm not sure how they're even spotting Critical right now. I mean, Grozovoy. Yeah, the Grozovoy. How are they spotting him? Oh no, they lost him.
Probably from firing. Critical probably shot his
Yeah.
guns.
Okay, yeah, that's a possibility.
Remember, both Grozovoy and Kaba have heals. Well, we think Kaba has heals. Kaba could have a smoke, which would be silly. Hey, Battle Pirates, what's up?
Desert
I have
Rat's
to thank
radar
people
going
for
up once
following.
again. Looking for the Kaba, wanting to keep tabs on his position.
Appa 204, Mike Barner,
Looks as if
Dread
Kashima
Pirate,
might
Robert
actually
Swan,
bag C this time.
the Dragon Master, Leonidas,
does.
and Shellback 2. Thank you very much for
6
the
minutes
follows,
gone.
guys. Thank you
Cuter
so
moves out
much.
to a 2-cap lead, almost 100 points, starting to really climb quickly here. 007, excuse me, trying to find a board position they like and break into these caps, but they haven't managed it yet.
But when you look
Where
at
are
the
their
health side of
destroyers?
things, 007 is looking pretty healthy.
They are. They seem to be trading their cap. They seem really uninterested in getting aggressive about the caps right now. Criticals, Grozovoy's on the one line, and the Shimakaze is Julius Caesar's kind of just chilling out over here on the northeastern side of C, not really near the cap, just kind of here doing his thing. Oh, they're trying to focus P&G off the board. P&G's very low. Look at that. Admiral P&G down under 7,000 HP and more shells going in, trying to run away to the probably the 10 line just to survive. They don't have eyes on him anymore. He's healing now.
Yep, he'll be fine.
He'll manage to fight and live another day.
Kashima with that smoke curtain. They have the cap. All they have to do now is just hold it, and they know it.
Yep. All they have to do is defend it. They've got a Moskva in a great position to do that. And I think most of that early damage on Eagle Lance was from Invo's Venezia over on the 9 line. He's got a great
Probably.
angle on Eagle, especially when the spotter plane's available.
Meanwhile, MCAT isn't having the same kind of luck with the Venezia, unfortunately. Oh, and
No, he really isn't.
both of these guys are prepping to possibly take some torpedoes from light cruiser Shimikazes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
They've been spotted. Sandwich is trying to make the turn. Can he slow down in time? Yes. Yes. Convenient Yamato-sized gap. MCAT, maybe not so lucky.
MCAT, maybe he's got it.
Oh, he got it.
Woo,
He
what a
got it.
well done dodge. What a well done dodge. Yami Shell's going in on the Habarovsk in A. Nothing doing.
Remember, Cabros gets full AP pens.
Yeah. Well, and with that 50 mils of armor, it makes her largely, I won't say completely immune, but largely immune to destroyer.
Well, yes.
Now, a bit of change of fortune over at C. Julius Caesar's now rotated into the cap as light cruiser Kashima all the way over on the 10 line. So I'm guessing that by the swap there, they've kind of changed position. Julius obviously radared now. He's got really good cover from the Venezia. Actually, he's got really good cover from everybody.
He's safe.
In that position, nobody's going to get shells on him. So, really solid destroyer play here from Julius, realizing the time was right to strike and getting in there.
It's
And
the
they
getting,
should be able to bag C.
It's the getting out part that's going to be really
Yeah,
important.
yeah, you're not wrong. That's the challenge here, isn't it? It's going to slow the bleeding a bit for 007, but they're still upside down 300 points. 9 minutes gone here on Sleeping Giant. Cuter seems to be trading a little better HP of late. They've managed to recover a bit. There's only about a 20k gap now.
Yes.
Most of their damage has been absorbed by Admiral P&G's Ohio, whereas 007's damage is much more spread out. They have a lot more ships that are at about half HP or so.
And I have a feeling they're going to have to do something with those ships if they're going to win this, because they are definitely down on points.
Yeah, I mean this is all on 007 to make a play here. But there's no reason for Cuter to do anything but just hold what they've got, maintain the status quo, and force 007 to change something.
Julius Caesar managing to get out of CCAP. safe. That's very important.
Well, and it looks to me, Zath, like he's going to B.
Might as well.
I think it's about time. Yeah, I think it's about time they tried to make this play. He's got cover there from the Moskva. Looks as if one of those Moskvas just radared to make sure they knew where the cab was.
That would
But then
be
again, there's a
Desert
Des
Rat.
Moines. Yeah, and then the Destroyer Ayanami's Des Moines is there as well. So this could be, and the cab is actually in the vicinity. This could be really exciting.
Now here comes Venezia. So MCAT, very ballsy play here. He's going to show broadside, try to get himself into A. He's going to dodge the torpedoes. He's made inky. But he knows as soon as he shoots, he's detected. And as soon as smoke ends, he's detected too.
Ayanami pops his radar, just picking up Julius' seizure as Julius has to turn and run north. The cab now firmly into the cap with the Moskva opening up on him from astern.
Eagle Lance taking some hits again.
Cab is coming to a stop in front of a Shimakaze torpedo salvo. Okay, look, he must have spotted them now because he turned his engines back on.
Well, they're 20.
That was,
no, they're 12s.
yeah. Okay, they were about. That,
Oh,
was,
they're
that would have been.
20s.
That could have been really, really bad.
Yeah, they're
But
20s.
he saw it. He saw it and bailed out.
Yeah, the Shimakaze on the cuter side is running 12s. Sorry.
Both caps flipping now. Light cruiser Kashima back working C as it looks like MCAT is trying to bag C as well, but he's got summer shells falling in on his deck that keep resetting him a little bit. 007 is really kind of pushed down the 2-3 line over here to make a play at A and push these guys back. And so far, it's succeeded. Ooh, Venezia shells going in on the cab, but they miss. Or they bounce, one or the other. He does take a solid AP salvo from the Moskva. Move and counter move here at B. They are going to force the cab out of the cap completely. The question is, how much health is he going to have when he finally escapes? The answer is about a quarter of his HP left, it seems.
Yeah. But he's got to heal.
He's just got to wait for his heal to come back up. You're not wrong.
I've had worse,
I feel happy.
says the Black Knight.
Now they're radaring the cab. They want him dead. He was on
yeah.
3,500. Last I saw him swap over on 2.6 now, trying to get out of the range, trying to get out of the area, as the DM is beating up Julius Seizure, and the Venezia is coming in with some shells as well. It's all about the destroyers here in the middle of the map as the caps have flipped again.
What a battle
Both teams
at
taking up a
decap.
cap. I know. It's kind of shifted now, but that's where all the action is for the moment.
But
Oof,
358.
Destroyer Ayanami.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Less than 400 hit points now on Julius Caesar.
Oh, well, and Julius has torpedoes going in on Ayanami.
Yeah, first rack won't matter. Second rack won't matter. No, wait, actually they might.
Ayanami's gonna have to thread the needle here. No, Ayanami's gonna
No.
take one of these. This might be it.
Not it, but it's enough to force him to be very defensive.
It's a flood. More Yami shells coming in. There he
Oh!
goes. There he goes.
Wow.
Teamwork.
Brilliant.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That was a double team Yamato action right there.
Was indeed first kill going to 007 here on Sleeping Giant. Took nearly 14 minutes for that kill to happen, but it does finally occur here.
Worth
That
noting,
cuts
they're
the
still
Q
down on
lead
points,
down to
though.
about 200 points. They are still down on points. Light cruiser Kashima rotates into the middle, gets on to B, gets radared and driven off.
Oh, wow.
As PNG, Admiral PNG, once on a few thousand HP, now relevant again over on the 10 line, does bag Eagle Lance.
He responds with his own kill.
Torpedoes going in on Desert Fox's Yamato North B cap. Looks like he's going to take two, maybe three of these.
Three.
Ooh, 3. That hurts.
Yeah, but 2 of them were on the belt. That's okay. That's why the
Yeah.
belt's there.
That's what that fancy Yamato torpedo belt is for. Still on 007 to make a play. They still have a small health advantage, and I do mean small. But they are upside down over 300 points. And time's running out. 5 minutes to play here on Sleeping Giant.
Now, Desert Fox is kind of exposing himself quite a bit here. We talked about battleship play earlier and the importance of when is the right time to get your battleship in. And 007 feels this now. We'll have to see if that turns out to be a fortuitous decision.
Well, he was kind of moving down towards the cap, but he's backed off now. He took a pot shot at Kagakaini over there.
Nope.
I don't think he got anything for it.
At Schroeff's Hindenburg, and he got a Citadel on him.
Okay. He took a pot shot at the Hindenburg.
Yes, we followed those shells.
That was a big hit. I just saw him fire in that direction. Okay, I got it. Well, the Hindenburg's slowly winning this exchange with Desert Rat's Moskva as well.
Fire in your general direction.
007 cannot afford to give up ships at this stage of the game, but I think Rat's going out. No, well,
Yes.
still burning.
Here comes Kagakaini shells.
I'm sure if he could have put this fire out, he'd have done it already. And there he goes. Yeah, that's it. 400-point gap now. Cuter looking really strong to make the top 4, but it's not over yet. 007 has time, but time is running out. Oh, I see Julius now on 350 HP.
Yep.
00 is going to have to make some pretty ballsy plays here. They're going to have to get really aggressive and try something crazy.
Don't forget, guys, this is best of 3. If 007 is done, then they're out. Period.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. The loser of this game, their tournament is over.
And if they win, they face either TNG or 07 because 07 and TNG are 1-1 right now. Holy crap.
That's right. We don't know who's won that match yet either. So we'll have to just keep an eye on things and see where it all lands.
At this point, I mean, I'm seeing a whole lot of just kind of rando torpedo salvos, hoping that they'll hit something. Coming up empty so far.
I mean, well, for Cuter, that's all they have to do, right?
That's
Cuter
right.
literally just has to just chill out and not die.
3 minutes.
They win in a couple of minutes. All they have to do is just wait.
But even if Cuter loses a ship, the game only lasts another 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Well, 007 has to come up with 400 points in 3 minutes. Less
they
than
need
3
like
minutes.
3 kills. They need like 3 kills, and as I look down the health pools of some of these ships, I don't know where they're going to get it.
That's the point I'm trying to make, right? Like,
Yeah, I just don't think Cuter's ships has ships that are unhealthy enough that it's going to matter.
absolutely not. Maverick taking some big hits there from Invo's Venezia.
He's about the only thing they can see right now.
Yep.
They can see UMG over on the 2 line, and they used to be, but they just lost him.
And guys, look at SAP. Look at that special AP salvo coming in from Invo, taking out almost half of Maverick's remaining health. That's why the Venezia is so powerful. In
Now the
competitive
Venezia
play.
is taking random pot
Ooh.
shots. He's taking random pot shots into the smoke and fishing out the destroyer, who had 350 HP. That's the game.
Wow.
That's it.
That's it. That's done.
That's it. Look at the time. Cuter's going to claim this match and move on to the top 4.
GG by both sides. Oh my god. Now, Raptor, I have
Cuter
to ask.
coming in with the reverse sweep.
We haven't done it. We typically reserve this talk for the finals and quarterfinals, but did you have a personal favorite leading into this final match?
You mean into this match?
Yeah.
No, I really didn't. I knew both these teams were excellent teams. I was just curious to see who's going to win. And man, 007 made a believer out of me, surviving the wall of steel in game 1. What an amazing game that was. But just not able to put it together in games 2 and 3. Cuter coming in with really solid strategies, kind of countering what 00 was doing, especially at the B cap on tiers. And then of course now we here on Sleeping Giant I feel like maybe I tell you from my position, I think the cab might have thrown him off a little bit. Not used to seeing a cab in general.
No. Congo Pride saying, "Don't mind me. I'm going to change my underwear." What a game, man! What a series!
Great series. All right, let's go let me do a quick refresh of the bracket so that we can get this looked at, and we'll go have a look at what we know about who's moving on. All right, let's have a check here. So, look at this, Zath. every quarterfinals match went to 3 games except FIM and Buenos Noches. We know, of course, we know Cuter just won this one. They'll be moving on to face off against 07 and whoever wins the 07 TNG match. And then PWP and KC. Let's see who's casting 07 and TNG. Let's have a quick check. That's going to be this screen. That would be. It looks like that's Sneaky and Senpai. So I'm going to go have a quick peek at Senpai's channel. I want to see how their game 3 is shaping up. Let us go have a peek. A little peek in the window. Where is Senpai? Why, there he. Come on, you. Let's have a check here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some replay analysis, or just at least show some replays for people while we wait until these matches finish. What a game though by 007 and Cuter! Like what a match!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really good game. All right, so if they should be finishing up in the next 90 seconds or so so we'll go check the score reporting channel. As I watched this game live with about 6.5 minutes to play, 07 is working a pretty solid lead here. They have a 3-ship lead on TNG. So it's looking like 07 and Cuter, not confirmed, but certainly headed that direction. And then let's go back. And who is casting? I want to see PWP and KSC. Here we go. Carrier Hosho has this one. Let's have a check here. PWP and KSC. Okay, so PWP with a lead. They've got their game's not quite half over, so I wouldn't even attempt to call that one. Way too early to call that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, halfway mark of the match is not even. All right, so this is our day here is over, ladies and gentlemen. There are still some matches around. I will probably send you guys over. We'll probably send you guys over to Senpai's channel or something. Kind of wrap that up for the day. Actually, you know what? No, there's more time left in that KSC PWP game. Why don't we go raid? Those guys and let you guys watch the end of that match?
That's fair. I'm gonna do a couple replay analysis, or at least just kind of show off a few replays. We're looking at Vasteras right now, the new Pan-European destroyers. Do you have any of those yet, man?
I have the first 3, so I have the 5, 6, and the.
Okay, I'm about to unlock the 8 once the new directives drop. I think I'll probably get enough tickets for that, and then I have to decide if I want to blow the doubloons to get to the 9 or not, the Ostergotland.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys tuning in today. We're going to send you guys over to a different stream here. And by the time you get there, the game will be probably with about 5 minutes left to play, but we'll send you over there anyway. And actually, I'm wondering if I should do that or not. I should send you to somebody, but with the delay makes it so awkward. Well, raid somebody. But the delay makes it super awkward to try and do that, right? Because by the time I'm done, I have to stream for 5 more minutes for the delay and then wait for the raid to launch. And then by the time they get there, because that game might actually already be over, right? Like, who knows? It's irritating. Let's look at the score.
Duckman commenting on my blood alcohol level. Lol.
Okay, so I just checked the score. All right, so PWP does win. 07 does win.
Sure.
Okay, so that's it. So all the games are done. So let's do a quick refresh on the bracket. Okay, so there we go. So there we go, guys. We don't have to send you anywhere. We'll find someone else to raid. Probably raid Zath.
Aw.
Well, if you're going to still stream, I'm going to get off the air. But if you're still going to stream and do some replay stuff, have fun with it.
I'd love to do some replay analysis for an hour or two. Absolutely. I called
go
off
for
this
it.
time with my wife, and she's been so awesome in allowing me to do it. So, yeah, sure.
But anyway, so there we go, guys. The American semifinals will be 07 and Cuter in match 1, and PWP and FIM in match number 2. I don't know which one we're going to be bringing you first on the World of Warships channel next week. We'll let you guys know. Keep an eye out. We're going to get some info out during this week, especially on the main World of Warships portal. For Saturday, the semifinals and finals cast. Here's what's going to happen.
Nice.
I'm going to stream my stuff here to the main World of Warships channel. I'm going to work with Zath. We might be able to technically get his picture in here like we're used to. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out, okay? In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to stream the semifinals match and then the finals match on the main World of Warships stream. There will be one stream, a designated stream team. We don't know who yet. The North American admins will pick this out. They're going to designate somebody to stream the other semifinals match and the third place match. All of that is going to happen simultaneously. There'll be about 30-minute break in between. And we're going to have some stuff to show you guys. I've told the WGNA guys, I said, look, we got a half-hour break planned.
Nice.
Tell me what you want to fill it with, right? Do you want to come on the air with us and talk about what's going on? Like talk about new ships, talk about your community stuff. I don't know. So there'll be some filler time where we'll have some community time and we won't be showing games, but that's okay. It's the way it is. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'll send you guys over to Zath in a few minutes once the stream catches up to the delay. Otherwise, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been a blast, and we will see you on Saturday, I think. Zath, you got any final words?
I just want to thank everybody absolutely for hanging out. And Raptor, thank you so much for bringing me into this. It's been so much fun.
Always. Oh, it's been a blast. It blows my mind we've been doing this 2 years. More than 2 years. It's a blast. So
It's absolutely crazy to think about.
It is. It is indeed. All right, guys, be safe out there. Wash your hands. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you on Saturday. Ta-ta for now. All right, I'm just gonna let this thing stream for another 60 seconds or so, and then I'm gonna let it catch up with the stream over on Twitch, and then I'll raid you.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. That's quite the bracket here. So 07 versus Cuter. I feel like we've seen that before. And then PWP versus FIM. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm just glad that hopefully it means that PWP won't make the finals again. I just don't want to deal with it. The drama.
That's hilarious. I mean, well, it is what it is. Just want a quick shout out to Ocean Grumble B and Boom BDEU for the follows. Thank you very much. Oh God. So
Greetings, gentlemen.
Greetings.
It's a senpai and a snack.
Yep.
We're watching as a Vasteras Mont Petit Loup went up the channel in Two Brothers with a Vasteras and actually managed to do something, which is pretty awesome. But then just took a torpedo, so I don't know.
But holy, we had some nail biters today, folks.
Oh yeah, we had some good matches today.
Tell us about yours, man. What'd you guys have?
So 07 and
Oh my
TNG
God.
went to 3 games.
I saw that. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Vasteras just deathstruck a skein. Holy crap. Go ahead.
But we had some expert marksmanship and some incredible positioning on both sides.
Oh, show with the
Hats
raid!
off to Syntax and Co for making it that far into the group of 8. But wow, we had a 29-kilometer dev strike.
A 29
Goodness
kilometer dev
gracious.
strike. Wow. What was shooting the Yamato?
PQ reached out with his Montana and said hello to a Minotaur.
Oh god, potato
like-
quality on a Minotaur. Oh my god.
Well, see, like, he would have had to have shot before the Minotaur even started backing up. Like, that was a completely, like, a complete guess. Like, okay, he's not even stopped. I'm gonna throw the Savo down range, and then I gotta try to guess how fast is he gonna be able to back up. It was just, yeah, that was insane.
That is amazing. Wow. And we've talked about that before, Raptor and I, about the ability to just really kind of predict what people are going to do. You have to keep in mind, when we're talking about like 20 kilometer plus, we're adding, oh, what would you guys say, about 10 to 15 seconds in your shells?
Sometimes longer, but yeah, at least that.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to think about what's the enemy going to do. The target that you're shooting at, what are they going to do in the next 20 seconds or so to try to dodge the shells? And you have to mind game the crap out of them to make those decisions. And we've seen William the Dank do it, and then I guess Potato Quality did it too. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was wild. It's probably one of the best salvos. I mean, probably one of the best salvos you'll ever see. Just playing competitively, so difficult to do that right.
Some big hits. We also saw, quite honestly, one of the best names in Kots, Saving My Virginity for Jesus, get absolutely melted by a TNG Des Moines that was caught behind an island, and they played a very, very aggressive Des Moines play up on Land of Fire, and I loved it. It was amazing. So honestly, I'm expecting to see more teams do that. The Des Moines is so strong on that map.
So, how did it feel for you, Senpai, being a member of 007, watching the 07 games? Like, did it cause some conflict of interest for you, like personally?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love the boys at 07. There are a lot of us in 007. They're our mentors, and we talk with them, we play with them, and we talk a lot of the time. And but I really tried my best to not be as biased. I wanted to, like, I don't want to discredit the journey that TNG has gone through, going through their entire Kots journey here. It's just, I don't want to discount that, because any team that makes it to the group of 8, group of 16, semifinals, what have you, has really put in the work and the time. They've done their homework, they've read the books, and honestly, great showing by TNG. I'm extremely impressed, especially their play on Land of Fire blew my mind. It was
Nice
great.
torpedoes. Well, and I think you bring up a really good point. Like, I had said yesterday, last night when we looked at the bracket, I'm like, I really hope to see somebody take a game off of 07. And to see TNG take that game says something about their capabilities. You're absolutely correct. How about
Yeah, and
the
it wasn't an accident. It wasn't an accident either. They got better positioning, they got the early kill, and then for like 15 minutes they just held their ground, and good use of radar and whatnot. So yeah, it was good.
Carrie Hosho and Raptor, thank you for the raids, guys. Oh my god.
Their destroyer, they also did something very curious. They played a quad destroyer lineup.
What?
4 destroyers.
Who is this, TNG?
Yes. And
Wow.
it was very interesting, because one of them technically doesn't count as a destroyer because it's a Haragumo.
Wiki Legend, thank you for the host.
What map was that on?
It was on Sleeping Giant and Northern Waters.
Wow.
Yeah, they did it on both of them.
Yeah, those are maps that I wouldn't see quad DDs in. That's kind of weird.
It caught me off guard because there were a couple times where like they were trying to use their Haragumo to be their, I guess their mini DPM ship, and it's just like,
Oh no, Raptor, I just raided you.
I just bring a Smaland. But
There's no point. I'm offline. I just rated Zath.
Oh man.
That's like both of us.
No,
It's all
I
good.
caught Ted's. I caught Ted's. Hang on.
did.
And then I think you can
Let me see if I can send him on to Zath. I think I can. Hold on.
One thing I love about Twitch surfing is you get people that join in and then they like alt tab out and do something else, and I'm a part of this, guys. Like, I do this too, but then I come back and all of a sudden I'm like, why am I watching somebody sew something? Like,
Yes.
what?
You could do weird things with Twitch surfing by just letting people just constantly.
I love it. It's
Okay.
so much fun.
There we go. Thanks,
Gold
Raptor.
Eater, thank you for the follow.
You're welcome.
Raptor
That's
with
a
the
double
raid.
raid.
Oopsie, thank you for the follow.
All right.
Maximilian,
Man,
thank you for the follow.
All the raids for Zath today, apparently.
Yay! No,
Pad
this-
his metric.
All right, catch up with you guys during the week. Y'all have a good one.
See you later, Raptor.
Yes,
we're
yes.
watching a
See you, Raptor.
Vasteras just somehow survive at like 1700 HP, which is hilarious. But no, I'm really glad to hear, because I often talk about destroyers winning games. When I do my replay analysis, do you guys feel like that extra destroyer helped them win the game in TNG versus 07?
Torpedoes to port.
The destroyers helping. Wait.
Well,
Sorry.
you
could
said there were
repeat that?
4 destroyers that TNG brought against 07.
Yeah, they did it for the first and third game. However, they did not do it for the second one, which is the one that they actually took back.
Okay, so the extra destroyer didn't help them in the game in the games that mattered for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Their losses, they had 4 DDs, and I do think that their lack of longevity did affect them, because sure, they had the spotting advantage, but they did not have the damage and HP advantage. They could not trade as well they relied on torpedoes and smoke firing a lot of the time, it seems. But at the same time, it has a lot of potential, and I feel that with a little bit of practice, it could become a very, very, very potent lineup to put in with just maybe a few tweaks and a little more macro.
Torpedoes direct front.
Okay,
Torpedoes to port.
good to know. So, like, what are you guys noticing for ship bans? Are you noticing the same ships being banned, or are you noticing like weird oddball ships being banned? Curious.
Moscow.
Lots
Moskva,
of
Stalin.
lots of Moskva and Stalin boy. Clever. We've been seeing some Venezia as well.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't think we've seen it put to the use that or impact we thought it was going to have. I think there's been some blanket ships, and then after that, it just becomes kind of the normal. It's just the new kind of pool of ships that you have. I didn't see anyone doing it to really target their opponent.
Oh no, there is
Unfortunately.
one. There is one opponent that
Except
is
for Clever.
absolutely. Yes, there is.
I
there
mean,
is
Clever,
one
yeah.
plan. No one
We
would
all admit
ever
that.
play Clever.
But I mean, by and large, right? You kind of see the same amount. Nobody really targeting the other team,
No, yeah,
with the one exception, right?
it's mostly just like the blanket ban and stuff. I think a lot of people don't like the 12-kilometer radar because I saw a lot of Moskva Stalin bans.
Yeah, me
But
too.
other than that, they're not really anti-team focused in a sense.
I was kind of surprised to see Des Moines banned a lot. Did you guys notice that too?
Nope.
No.
I think I saw it once. I saw Des Moines banned once in one of my games.
Okay.
I think the bans we had were Moskva, Stalin, Kleber, Venezia. And then it was Stalin, Kleber, Moskva. The interesting one was BN banned Harugumo first. Just simply because they expected them to maybe run some meme gunboat destroyer build or something.
Yeah, FIM today went real traditional loadout.
Really?
Yep, no memes.
What was their
BMs,
loadout?
Boosters, Vision destroyers.
Well, for the two we watched.
Yeah, for FIM, they brought out like triple Harugumo. I think one of their first games they.
Oh, is
Granite
that in the
Cabo.
first round?
I guess that's where the Harugumo ban came from. In the second.
Yeah, when they played BN, it was very traditional.
DM, Salem, Vision destroyers,
Worcester.
boosters. Yep.
Loading up a Massachusetts,
I guess
guys.
the only oddball pick was the Groznovoy picks.
Yeah.
They ran double Groz on Crash Zone Alpha, as well as a double booster.
Wait.
Train.
Did you just say double Grozovoy?
Yes.
They were running triple destroyer with double grows.
Oh my god, I love this. That's awesome. So, to you guys, what were the big plays that you guys noticed? Was it map control? Was it a specific ship? Was it a certain kill?
It was definitely a combination of them, especially like watching the 07 and TNG games. It sometimes came down to just initial map positioning. Like it would come down to who would get the first frag because we saw very low kill counts until the third game. One ship each dying. We had a combined 2 ship kills in the first and second games for the 07 TNG series. But once game 3 opened up, then it really just turned into a slugfest because it was no holds barred.
Yeah, so when we watched 07, the first round, I mean, it's very much the same thing they always do. They'll give you points, and they'll trade their points for your health, and then make the move late game, right? I mean, it was rinse and repeat. FIM was very much a surprise. They went with traditional loadout, but they did still use smoke, max DPM spam memes kind of thing, and again, very much they'll give up points and position for health early, at least in the second round. So I think the first team that figures out how to manipulate that will be better off for it. I mean, when the first game against 07, they just let the other team overplay their hand and give up the health, even though they had the lead. And so I feel like teams sometimes are like, oh, we're winning against this really good team, and then they overcommit and overplay their hand, and they play right into it.
It's like it's a patience game. But honestly, I've got to find that clip. I need to find that clip of the shot. The 28-kilometer shot, because we, like, Snek and I, for lack of better phrasing, we lost our ship, and we're just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's probably been posted like 10 times in the 07 Discord already.
But the dunk, oh my lord.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm very curious to know how you feel about this. Do you feel like the meta is more based on overtime, whittle people down and kill them, chunk them, like Smolensk HE spam kind of a play, or is it more get those instant kills like blapping via torpedoes or a devastating strike with main battery?
I think it's very much attrition for the top tier teams. It's not the you can't bank on the dunk, right? That helps you. It helps you exploit it more, but that's not your plan. Your plan is the attrition over time.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
that's
dunks happen, and luck happens. You get the lucky torps, and whatnot. But if that's your play, like, you can't rely on that.
Hang on, I'm looking
If it-
for
like,
I'm
if
looking
it-
for the clip.
I just put it in the Discord.
So what
At
you're
least
saying
the one
is
that wound up in Guy.
most clans are going to plan, at least plan, right? Because you can't plan for LOL torps, but most of them are going to be planning for kind of that overtime attrition gameplay of just whittling down the enemy piece by piece with Woosters or Smolensks or something along those lines. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's
pushing
the
people down and take important positions.
Yeah, I don't think it's the type of ship. It doesn't really matter on that part. It's you got to get the right position and map control, and then you may not have to kill the ship, but you have to put them at enough health disadvantage that they can't
nice
then come
hit.
back in and challenge the position for several minutes, right? So it's an early lead, and that's more of a chess game than it is checkers, right? It's health advantage at certain key points, not necessarily ship kill.
I also had another, like, look at we all know how I had another good clip today. You guys all know how long the Haru is. It's a
Haragumo?
long boy. Yeah, it's a long boy.
You actually ran into a Haragumo in your games?
Yeah, TNG was playing one in the place of a Smolensk, I assume.
Oh.
But this dodge, it was either going to make or break the game for TNG, and it made the game for them.
Nice.
Senpai, I hate RNG torp spreads.
Those are your torps.
Hi,
You know what I
SAT.
noticed is
Get good.
until round of 8, it wasn't all, but mostly it was 2-0 games, right? All the way up until this point. And then when we get to the round of 8, almost all of them went to game 3. So that was good to see.
SAT, were you playing for 07?
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was playing the Destroyer.
So, what was your experience in the game so far in King of the Sea? How has this season of King of the Sea been different than what you're typically used to seeing?
I'm used to seeing more ships die, but it feels like this. I don't know if it's 07's playstyle specifically, but if you've noticed, in all of our games, we've basically just almost no one dies. It's just gradual attrition. People are forced out of position, and we just take, and then we win on points.
So, you guys are playing the long game more than the short game.
Yeah. The reason why you play the long game is because it's a lot more consistent.
Fair.
Yep, let the other teams make the mistakes, overextend, get someone caught out.
Well, because earlier somebody mentioned something about how the ship doesn't matter, it's about the player itself. Do you guys feel that that's the case, that it's all about the player, not the ship?
No.
Oh, the ship definitely matters.
Yeah. Ships become more important because there are certain things you can do with Moskva that you can't do with Stalingrad, vice versa. Also, to give an example, In the first game, which was Sleeping Giant, I believe TNG invested a Somers and a Haragumo on the 9 to 10 line. But because the Shimakaze has a 200-meter concealment, I'm able to spot the Somers while he can't spot me back. So they have to play further back. They know they can't hit me because I'm just hidden the entire time.
Fighter airborne.
So while Somers and Shima on paper seem very close to each other, that 200-meter concealment was the reason why you take Shima and not a Somers.
So I'm very curious, like, are there specific ships that you're noticing that, like, maybe you weren't expecting to be epic ships or really good picks, but all of a sudden are? Nice kill, Headless Chicken.
I tell you what is an epic fail pick, and that's the Goliath.
Okay, I agree.
We've seen those like just crush teams who pick them.
I'm unsure why TNG picked Goliath here. Hindenburg is a lot better most of the time. The only reason I can think of is because Goliath has the 58mm pen, which is good against Yamato, but almost nothing else.
Pretty much. We saw one lose to a Henry versus PWP from KSC in their game. I think they actually brought 2 Goliaths.
So you said a Goliath?
Speaking of Goliaths, I got a nice little shot here. First salvo, first game. Oh my lord.
In
So-
in FIM versus BN, they brought a Goliath. It ran into a Kremlin and 2 Woosters and was the first thing dead.
Super healing through the engagement is nice, but Goliath just pays too much for that.
You have to be able to disengage as well, which it's not good at doing.
Hindenburg is not really good at disengaging either, but she has much more consistent armor.
I think the matchups that you see that are kind of asymmetric that will matter is a 2 versus 3 destroyer line out. If you do or don't bring Venezias, and can you put them to maximum uptime, and then how your battleship pair works. So we've seen a lot of battleships that they don't complement each other necessarily, right? Like, so you'll see something like a Yamato and Thunderer. You know, that's not. They're both have their pluses and minuses, but they don't 1-2 you the same way you would say Montana Yamato or double Montana or Thunder Conqueror Thunder. You know what I mean? Like it feels disjointed.
Sure.
Unless you're gonna bring cruisers to match them, and you're gonna count on an isolated fight. But most good teams are looking for the cross map, not necessarily for the isolated one spot, one part of the map win.
Now that's interesting that you bring that up, the cross map. So what ships are best for cross mapping in your opinion then?
Yami, Montana, and I think that's what you see those for.
Montana, interesting.
That shot PQ made was roughly 28 kilometers.
Wow.
Pretty much. That's
Were you guys screaming about it? I have to know.
That's a.
Yes.
I mean,
we
it's a
were.
great shot. It's still a very RNG shot. You need dispersion to line up. That's probably one of the few things Montana is really good at these days. She'll still have enough pen-to-pen cruisers at that range.
Yeah. For, like, Yamato and Monty would be the best battleships for a 28-kilometer shot. Like, most battleships can't even attempt that.
Pretty much. I mean, Kremlin's stuck at 20.7. Her first. I mean,
I did see
also 20.7 base, but if you're going to run scout plane and range mod on it, maybe, but it's still a curve.
the other thing I saw
Repub
is
caps 26.
you see Kremlin, Ohio, or Kremlin, or something like that. But then the Kremlin will usually make its money a little bit in tanking.
Nice kill,
But
Atlas.
you bring 2 shove battleships, but there wasn't a lot of shoving with them. There wasn't a lot of like dominating positions where they just didn't get nuked.
It really
Yeah,
just
so-
comes down to the Kremlin strategy. It's a telltale sign that the Kremlin will be pushing in somewhere, or at least that's the plan.
If it doesn't, you're wasting it, right?
Pretty much.
So would you
You
guys
need
say...
to be able to support it and kill whatever's threatening it. When it does push
SAT,
in.
that's beautiful.
Would you guys say that there's one battleship to rule them all then?
No.
Given what we've seen, no. Like 07's bringing Montanas, I think people were wondering why, but we've been winning almost all of our games. So
Well, I mean, they've been bringing Montanas for like 4 years, right? I mean, I don't think Williams played anything but a Montana since I've seen him compete,
He
right?
played some Kremlin, but that was last Kots.
I'm just saying that they bring it for a reason. It's also one of those, like, remember the old PSV days? They also bring a Montana because it can also disengage, and you always maintain the cross map ability.
Like, why can it disengage? Because of the speed?
Usually because it's also like a psychological thing for the players. Like when you're in a Kremlin, you're like, I can get in there. Or a Yami, like, I'm just going to overmatch you. But with a Montana, nobody gets in a Montana. It's like, I'm going to overcommit. I'm going to go sit on cap. Right?
Montana is a lot more durable now. Since since its heal buff, it heals pretty large, so you can't really burn it down as easily as other ships.
Concealment's not bad, right?
It's also got the low sit, so you can get away with some stupid turnouts at times.
It's just that shell drag that's, right? Or
Yeah,
am I
at this
wrong?
point, you've got the USN Super Heavy Shell that actually existed competing with the napkin waffle stuff. That doesn't
Napkin
have to deal with reality.
Napkin waffle, I love it.
Shell velocity is one part of the problem. The other part's that it's the 406s. Compare that to a Thunder Ohio. They also don't have good shell ballistics, but they don't care what they hit. Most of
You
the
got
time.
that 30mm overmatch.
I was just gonna bring that up. Have you guys found that Ohio or Thunderer have, like, dictated the games that you were streaming?
They've
Not at all.
influenced, but not like anything special.
Yeah, the Ohio guns I think are just a bit too clumsy, and when you've got the extra ships and firepower available, the Ohio's ability to shove is less useful.
We watched an Ohio over under a Yami at what, 14 kilometers? I mean, a broadside Yamato took 2 salvos to connect.
Wow, nice kill.
And for Repub and Thunderer, they have issues with tanking. They just too much 32mm.
Too much 32. And Repub also gets trolled by its own dispersion.
I mean, at the end of the day, the battleships that are bow in inevitably get caught by, they're going to get burned down by either cruiser fire or, like we saw today, battleships just switching to AG. And it's not really a 406 issue at that point. It's a fire spam issue.
Also torpedoes.
Yep, torpedoes.
If you're gonna take torps, at least take it in Kremlin or Yamato.
Why?
much.
Because of the torpedo protection belt?
Torpedo belt and just the mass amount of health the Kremlin has. Like that extra 10,000 the Kremlin has over the Yamato, that matters at times.
I was just gonna ask,
Especially once damage saturation kicks in.
have you guys noticed that the Kremlin really is that important in terms of staying power?
We saw it a couple times where they just couldn't finish it, and while it may not have dictated the rest of the match at that point, its points on the board did matter.
Points matter, and it still keeps its guns in the game, and you have to respect it.
Okay.
And that's if it gets in tight where you have to try and dig it out. If you've got to dig it out and you don't have time or destroyers that can Devi strike it, you're kind of in some trouble.
Yeah, the one way you can really dislodge a Kremlin is torpedoes. And you need destroyers with enough torpedo power to do it.
And
It's
a
just
good
one thing-
enough angle.
Yep, good angle too.
I saw
Shima's
Europe.
really good at that.
Good point. I saw Europe running Republic and even Kurfürst. Do you guys feel that those two battleships are competitive in this meta?
you can justify the repub. Of all of the battleships, repub is the second fastest behind the Bourgogne, but the Bourgogne just doesn't have enough hitting power, I believe.
Just
Like,
depends
if a-
what you're.
Go on.
No, sorry, man. I didn't realize you weren't done.
Okay, so if enemy team brings the Kremlin, then the Bourgogne is stuck firing HE at it. Even if it gets to its broadside, it has to be somewhere under 10-11 kilometers just to even start citadelling the Kremlin. And to pay for that, the Bourgogne has tier 9 battleship survivability. So you're essentially bringing another cruiser in the battleship slots. It can work for certain strategies, but probably not on NA. Repub is... Oh yeah, go on.
The other thing is, with everybody banning Stalin and Moskva, DM is back big time in Salem, and Burgond has issues with that matchup without being able to overmatch the 27mm play.
So in these cases, it might be better to just take a repub. But for the teams I've been seeing using them, they're not really they're not trying to get to a flanking position with the battleship, or at least that's not as important. And the repub's durability makes it very hard to use. So that's probably why most teams are preferring to stick with Yamato, Ohio, Kremlin, just because they are much more durable.
Okay, now what about destroyers? Are there any destroyers that you guys are noticing that was a bit of a surprise for today? Or is it what you expected?
I think the only surprise, destroyer-wise, was the Grozavoy. We didn't just see it with FIM. We saw other people run Grozavoy.
What? Who else ran it? 'Cause I'm not recalling right now.
I believe
I'd have to go
TNG ran
look.
Grozavoy against us.
I was excited to see Grozavoy. I really was.
Is, kind of what drove it a little bit. Maybe some destroyer gun exchanges. It's hard to say. I think it's too soon to tell if it's going to have a lasting effect, but it was an interesting pick.
Also,
We saw one Grozavoy get in the backfield. You remember that one, Ted? That was a Grozavoy. It was
yeah.
TNG2 and
PWP versus
PWP.
TNG.
Yep, we were there for that too.
Game, right.
Oh, jeez. Crazy
That was
game. That
amazing. Gotta respect those 10-kilometer torps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, SAT score, I'm doing one of your Smaland ranked games apparently. Next.
All right, gents. Well, thanks for letting me hang out.
Before you go, real quick, Verm, what are your predictions for 07 versus Cuter and for PWP versus FIM?
Remember, there's only one correct answer for 07 versus Cuter.
I think we're gonna
Cuter.
see. I think we're gonna see 07 and FIM in the final. I think 07 will probably, depending on the map picks. I think they'll probably bring their A game on that one and go 2-0. And I think if PWP does their homework and doesn't just get shell shocked, there's an opportunity there to maybe take one off FIM. But based on today, I don't think they're gonna pull that one out because they had a lot of close games, especially in game 3. So I think 07 FIM in the finals is what it's gonna be.
All right, thanks for that. SAT, what are your thoughts?
So 07 and Cuter is going to be a repeat of last year. Given if we're looking at KOTS history, Cuter and 07 has both been performing quite well. I don't know why, but 07 seems to struggle more against Cuter than some other teams. That might be enough here, but 07 has pulled it off every single time.
If not by the skin of their teeth at sometimes.
Yeah, we got a little bit too close for comfort, but we're just here to entertain the viewers. We'll say that.
I mean, it gives me content.
Finn versus PWP will be, I think, will be the more interesting match because Skyshoes typically don't make it that far. And last QTS, you can argue just due to bad seeding, but I don't think PWP and Gaishu faced off yet, so it'll be a very interesting clash of approaches to how they play.
All right, Senpai, what do you think? Thanks for the follows,
Well,
Old
with the
Lumux,
way
Jarhead,
that
Single Captain.
Cuter has been playing. Excuse me.
You're all good.
I think that they are relying on. I've seen it twice now, multiple times actually, against 007 and against other teams. They are utilizing the Iron Curtain, and I do believe 07 was one of the clans that pioneered that, and I think correct me if I'm wrong. I do think they were definitely one of the most prevalent clans to use it initially, and then it became a thing. But after Han, but I do think that 07 will come out on top of Cuter here, but it will go down to the wire. And then going down to the wire on the bottom side with FIM and PWP. PWP has been a little inconsistent from what I've seen. They've been dropping games, and I do think Gaishu may get the construction equipment out and get the steamroll going.
Interesting.
That's assuming, of course, PWP plays like they did today. I expect them to put their A game on for next week.
Problem solved, sir.
Also, a good point. It's fair enough to keep in mind that they have a full week of practices and scrims at their disposal. Well, Tedster, it's all you, man. What do you think?
Engine boost deactivated.
I think we've got an exciting set of semifinal games coming up. 4 very good teams here. Like I definitely, I guess, I expect 07 to win as well on the top. But yeah, PWP definitely did not seem as on top of their game as they were in previous seasons. So I'm going to predict FIM is going to win there as well.
There you have it, Zath. That's unanimous.
Yeah, wow. So
that hardly ever happens, right?
So you guys are thinking that it's 07 versus FIM for the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, obviously we'll have to see what happens on Saturday of next weekend to make that determination. Personally, I am really hoping that we go to 3, 4, maybe even 5 games between each match. I think we have the possibility of that happening in both of these semifinals groups.
I would love to see a full spread of games. I mean, it makes for great content, and it really does show the caliber of these players and teams. It's definitely expected, because as I said earlier when I was talking with Sneck, the smaller the pool gets, the faster the cream rises.
I'm being told that OM used a Z52, so if a Z52 works...
It lost that game, by the way.
Oh.
PN also brought a Z52 versus 07 in game 1.
I don't think it was the... Yeah, against
but that
the
wasn't
07,
due to the
the ship that
Z52.
lost. Yeah, it wasn't the ship that lost that one.
Okay, so a lot of times it's misplays, right? By either the player making a decision that's bad, or the caller making a decision that's bad, right?
Yeah, no, and that one, it was definitely, I think it was a team call that misplayed the PN game. They had an opportunity to put some serious pressure. I don't know if they would have won it or not, but they definitely made 2 decisions that really kind of threw it away. So I think they'll look back at that one and learn a lot from kind of that engagement.
Attention. Reporting a target.
All right, well, is there anything else that you guys want to say or mention before we kind of close off the stream and move on from here?
Engine boost deactivated.
Support your King of the Seas casters and make sure to pay attention to the portal, as well as other Twitch streamers just to make sure that you can see all the action that goes down next weekend, because this is a big time for ships. And I mean, what else are you gonna do? You can't leave your house.
You can watch the tank show match next weekend that I'll be playing in, and probably getting clapped by you, but it'll be.
Tank show match. Tell me more, Ted.
Yep, tanks. There's actually not sure if it's publicly announced, but we just played the Asia server. Tanks Clan Wars format is 15v15 tier 10.
Now we know that Ted loves the artillery, right?
Clickers.
That's a CV mate here, so it makes sense,
right? Point and click adventures. Go intensifies. Nice kill, SAT. All right. Anything else anybody else would like to say or mention before we cut the stream?
Subscribe to Zaf.
Aw, thank you.
If you win your code, make sure to claim it.
What do you mean by that, SAT?
Yes.
What?
A lot of I've noticed this in other streams, but a lot of people, they win the code and they don't claim it.
Do you think that
Bonks was going nuts?
Do you think
Lama's
that's them just Twitch surfing, like literally hanging out in multiple servers and they're not realizing it?
Pretty much.
Probably. Yeah, there's a lot of games going on that people want to watch, so people are going between the different streams. Probably enter a raffle. I mean, it's like 1 second to hit ticket or raffle. Then they're not there for the drawing, and with the 5-minute delay, it's hard to call it out.
So,
especially even if you're probably muting one or more of the streams too, if you're trying to pay attention to specific ones.
So one of the things that I've done is I've just basically drawn like 5 winners or 4 winners and said the first 3 that contact me win the prize. I'm just wondering if you guys thought about that, or does that work for you, or no, or
That might be an interesting strategy.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
okay, well. Moving on from there, I apologize if I sound stupid, but like, are you guys planning on casting at all next weekend? Or like, do you guys know how this is gonna work?
I would like to cast next weekend, but I think we're gonna be pairing up caster pairs.
I don't think anybody knows how it's gonna work right now.
Okay. Fair enough. So we're gonna have to kind of let Raptor and the other admins figure things out for all of us, right?
Pretty much. Like I said, I'm not going to be available anyways, unfortunately.
So while we wait on that and figure things out, how has this King of the Sea gone? This season of King of the Sea gone compared to previous seasons? Like, is it what you've expected? Are there changes? What do you think?
I think we're definitely seeing a lot more growth in new teams. We're definitely seeing other teams, like we're seeing a lot of teams advance from the group stages, teams that we haven't seen before. Like our good friend Mr. Krieger and his clan in SCL actually made it to the group of 32 yesterday. They were unfortunately eliminated in double elimination, but it was their first Kots, and they made it to the group of 32.
And that's awesome.
And I do think that even with the direction, the questionable direction that the game is sometimes going in, we are still seeing growth, and it is a beautiful thing to see, just to have all this happen.
All right.
And still see growth within the tournament.
So, I just have to ask, if CVs get added to King of the Sea, how does that change things up?
You're gonna hear
King of the Sea dies.
Yeah.
Kots will die.
Okay.
No one wants to go back to Kots 8. We'll pretend that never existed.
Well, that was the season that 07 brought like the American Freedom Division, right?
No, that was the one
That was Kots
with
7.
Oh, okay.
Kots 8 was the one with Enlightened drops midways, just 100 to zeroing destroyers.
That's
07 actually lost that one to PWP, and I think that was the 5 games too.
Yeah, that was the game. That was the reverse sweep by PWP.
I think I remember that. Okay, fair enough.
May or may not have had claims of illegal mod use.
Well, and you know, like any competitive tournament, right? You get that kind of stuff. Like look at the World Series with the Astros and sign stealing or whatever. So, like putting that aside, like did you guys found carriers to be that effective?
They're ridiculously effective. That's why there's a unanimous vote to have them removed from current.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much. There's too much influence. Like, sure, people say like, "Oh, they're fine. You can just shoot them down. Just dodge forehead." That entire argument there, and I think it's bullshit. You shouldn't. I don't think there should be. They shouldn't be in smaller formats. Like, they're sort of okay in 12v12, but in a smaller format, for lack of better phrasing, hell no.
Okay.
I wouldn't even call them okay. It's just their problems are less magnified than in smaller formats.
Precisely.
But they still exist,
Sashenko,
and they
thank you for
still
the
make
follow.
the game unfun for everyone involved.
Zandred1, thank you for the follow. Fazalone, Rod,
Like,
And you notice when they-
Radakas,
you
when
can
they bring
kind
thank
of
you.
accept them. Oh, sorry.
Eddie T, thank you for the follows.
the other thing is it's just so hard to
Maximize,
notice many times when they nerf the carriers in a way
Kaze?
that made them kind of
Thank
more
you.
statistically balanced.
Luis,
They become
thank you.
really unfun for the carrier player because it feels like you're not doing anything.
Old Lumux, thank
'Cause
you. Jarhead, thank
Despite
you.
having like damage numbers, like your impact still feels really low. And when they buff the same with RTS carriers, when they buff them enough that the carrier player feels like they're doing something, they're now extremely high influence, and there isn't really a good balance that can happen.
Okay, so, I mean, you guys have pretty much spoken on this, right? No carrier King of the Sea, period. Done. At least for right now.
No.
With how the mechanics
Bottom line,
work,
no.
all that.
Yep. No.
Cool. Okay. So,
Meanwhile-
And I think a lot of us hated that it's going to be in CBs now.
can you
Yes.
guys? I'm just wondering. Can you imagine if carriers were allowed and ship bans still went on? Does that mean that that teams would ban like Takuryu, Midway, Audacious, and then some just random tier 10 ship?
Honestly, I think we will end up seeing that, and that will take up the ban slots because I think it'll almost be like collusion with banning. Like, we'll be like, okay, hey, we're gonna ban 2 carriers, and then you ban another one, and then
The problem is
Whatever.
it's 3 carriers, not 4.
Yeah,
Unless
right.
the FDR comes out. So then you can ban all 4.
because nobody wants that. Nobody wants
Yeah.
that. Nobody wants no one wants point and click simulator.
All right, guys. Well, anything else you want
Ironically,
ahead.
artillery works better in competitive in tanks than it does in pubs, where it's the other way around for carriers.
Wait, say that again, Ted?
Artillery in tanks is more balanced in a competitive format than it is in random match. Because the games are a lot faster. Artillery individually has much lower influence versus a normal tank. You are sacrificing a lot of hit points, damage potential to bring an artillery in your lineup. An enemy team can account for that. And they can just push or whatnot. Meanwhile, carriers and ships have much more damage potential, much more tankiness ability, much more like team utility, spotting and whatnot. Like artillery gives all of that up just to purely be able to damage someone that's next to a rock. I think that's the other big thing that like carriers, like we have like the closer you get to a carrier, the more effective it is because because the plane cooldown time is much lower. They still have 60,000 health. They have auto bounce plating on them on their deck. They're ridiculously tanky for what they are. Artillery and tanks has a quarter of the hit points and no armor versus a same tier vehicle, and it just dies in one shot. So it can't tank. It gets like one shot close in, and they nerf the damage output on artillery, so it's not going to one-shot someone.
So, I mean, obviously we're talking about carriers here. Now, the next big thing that Wargaming is introducing is submarines. Do you guys feel that subs will have an influence on King of the Sea?
I hope not.
I am skeptical. It seems that they are going to great lengths to test submarines to make sure that they are more balanced than the debacle and atrocity that was patch 8.0.
Oh, shots fired. Love it.
Hey, I'm honest
K7,
about this. I mean, 8.0 was, for lack of better phrasing, a ship show.
A ship show,
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was not fun.
That being said, do you think that subs can have a really big impact on King of the Sea at all, or do you think it's going to be just, whatever?
We have no idea how the subs are going to work, so it's impossible to speculate even.
Ah.
Like, we'll really have to see what happens there, because there's so much things they could do that they could either be completely broken or completely useless, all depending upon a few things.
They could even be both.
So I'm going to ask you guys the hard question now, and I need you guys to give me an honest answer here. Do you want submarines to have that kind of an impact, or not?
I want them to be just as impactful as other ships, but nothing more, nothing less. I want them to be able to have that clutch play, but also be able to get popped like any other ship. Because if we can find that happy medium where
nice
they
bomb
can be
there.
effective in given situations, but are given a higher skill floor than most, then I think good submarine players will have, they'll be few and far in between, but the good ones that you can find will definitely be a game changer.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would like to see submarines and carriers, assuming that they can be properly balanced with like a reasonable level of game influence. It would be the same as all other classes of ships. The concern is that that is not possible, either because of mechanics or just the way that Wargaming decides the interactions are going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would agree with all of that. It's like, I wouldn't mind carriers and subs be implemented as long as they were done correctly. The issue is Wargaming has tried to balance CVs, and so far the competitive scene does not want them. So we might see a repeat of subs.
I really hope we don't.
Now, Senpai, you were with me over the summer when we were at St. Petersburg, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And we were listening. I'm gonna say we were listening to the Wargaming devs as they talked through a lot of the proposed changes for the future. So, I'm curious, do you feel that Warships is on the right path, or do you feel like we're in trouble?
I feel like there is a storm approaching, and the ship that is World of Warships is on a path for that storm. But it's up to us, the crew, to point it in the right direction. And I do think that in the direction we're going through right now with the current releases and current things coming out, like for example the Russian cruiser split, submarines as was said earlier, and again we're still on CVs like what, 2 years later, and I do feel like it is up to us as the player community base as well as CCs to communicate to St. Petersburg and the devs that, hey, please listen to us. Like, we know that you think that some of our ideas are really silly, but in the end, we're the ones playing your game, and we have we're passionate about it. And what we think, I think we have what's best at heart for the bottom line of this game. And I think that it really teeters on that knife's edge. It could go one of two ways. It could be really good, and we could finally get some calm seas, or we could just turn bow first into a hurricane. And I think that this upcoming sub-release will potentially make or break the game.
Any other opinions on this matter?
Arguably we've been in stormy seas ever since 8.0.
Hmm.
The game has not died, no matter how much people have thought. So we'll probably be fine even if subs come in. Honestly, I think the implementation of the CV rework more kind of killed off the competitive scene than the casual players. And wargaming's always put casual players up first anyways. So in their minds, I guess you could say it's a success.
Smoke generator started.
Okay.
I would
If you
agree
just-
with that.
If you just ignore all the reading, of course.
Oh, Fipper.
That's the problem. The game is definitely not going to die in the casual sense.
The ship is on fire.
But then, like I said, the competitive scene, the reasons that we're here are going to die, and that's going to make the game unfun for those of us that are here for the competitive scene.
Problem solved, sir.
So it sounds to me like Wargaming is gonna have to make a decision in the near future. What's more important to them, the competitive or casual? Would you guys agree?
They've already made that decision,
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
seeing the results of it over the past few Kings of the Seas.
As in
100%
casual.
We've seen it. Yes, it's very, very casual because if we take a look at it this way,
You've
a
also
lot of
seen
the
it.
money, Wargaming at the end of the day is a company, and companies live to make money, and in order to make money, they have to cater to their largest player base that has, largest player base that could potentially spend money, and that is the casual player.
Yep. You see these guys, they're buying early access EU DDs. That's what Wargaming's going for.
Those guys that also have no games played in any other ship but have the Puerto Rico, that's also the guys that Wargaming is going for.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
Even World of Warships is subject to the realities of businesses.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you all for hanging out as long as you have been for our little post-game show here. I think it's time to cut things a little bit short here as we finish up our HSF Harikaze replay, which is kind of interesting. But any final words you guys want to say to anybody else that's listening before we cut the stream?
Support your CCs and warship streamers on YouTube and Twitch. It means the world to us, and you guys and girls and attack helicopters, however you identify in the community as, however you all make this worth it for us, and we love hearing from you. We love having you in our streams, in our comment sections, in our discords. Support your content creators so we can help you and make this community a better place.
I would agree. If you don't want to spend money on Wargaming, spend it on the streamers.
I gotta say, you guys are gonna love this final replay that I'm doing right now. It ended up being a 1v1 Shokagu versus Harikaze. Who do you think won?
Harikaze, I'm thinking.
Entirely dependent upon the skill of the Shokaku, and that is the problem.
Ah. Tedster with the, 400 IQ play response.
You just iced that man. Holy.
Right?
Well, Shokaku in theory should come out on top, but it really depends on how many rocket planes or torpedo bombers he has left.
Whose stream was it that was watching? There was a Hakuryu in rank that couldn't kill a 3,000 hit point. And it was 100% the failing. Or it might have been a midway. It was somebody's. It might have been Guy's show.
I streamed that one, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was actually probably the highlight. I couldn't... I can't even blame Haku for that. That scenario just never happens.
This
All right.
Harikaze, I'm watching it right now. This guy's
Yeah,
ballsy. Wow.
Right?
Bless the white.
God bless 100mm Japanese guns.
Right? Unfortunately, underwater light doesn't travel as much. Otherwise, I'd have an awesome death pick. I mean, I've got a great death pick regardless, but just saying. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably gonna cut it short here. We'll go ahead and raid somebody else from here. Who's online that we can raid? You guys think? Paho92, thank you for the
Let's
follow.
take a look.
Just started.
Mankiller,
Bo's
thank you.
just started. Son is also online. Let's